モーゼスの母親だ。持ってこい。
しかしな、エレン。兵士が活躍する。
ここから出られたとしても走れない。
ぶっ殺してきっちり3人とも助ける。
憲兵団に入り王に衣を捧げるために。
You're trash, Brock. Stop it.
What? 食べるのかという話でしょうか。
I get it.
半分。
Thank you. You were an embarrassment. Gonna cry?
Don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry.
次はお前がならず者をやる番だ。
これからだ。
You stupid!
世界に。
いやー、大変。
Really?
もしもし、マッパ制作の白島です。
Breathe air.
Vámonos de fiesta, Factory.
してやれ。一匹の。
あの巨人。エレン、私がわからないの。私はミカサ。
貴様を粉々にしてやる。
どこに逃げようって言うの。
How? I don't know!
死ぬのでしょうか。
俺は降りるぞ。
俺も。
最後の希望なのだから。
考慮していただきたいと思います。
Your life is nothing. You serve zero purpose. You should
心臓を捧げよう。
now.
Okay.
I give a fuck what you heard. Baby, don't hurt me.
Okay.
俺が知らせなければ。
Ashley, look at me.
No.
I'm stronger. I'm smarter. I'm better. I am better. I have found you. Don't you run from me.
rapping a motherfucking zero.
なあアルミン、スピード昇格間違いなしだ。
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
Eren.
Gonna cry?
Not this man. Get back in there, Tia.
Really?
I can't move it, move it.
俺は俺の恩返しを通す。
You're gonna. I'm just. What are you? Bad donkey. Mustn't. I said don't. Don't. No. Get away from it.
こんなもんいらない。
77度のニャラビでニャクニャク。
English, motherfucker!
ミカサさん。
My life be like.
おい貴様。アルレルト、貴様は何しにここに来た。
早上好，中国，现在我有冰淇淋。
What the dog doing?
No, 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 no.
But no fudgies on the G. I got into the bloody bottoms is on the knee. どうも。いや、でも、まず先に水を飲まないと。どこでしょうか。
Hello? I broke restream. Good morning. Sorry about that. How's everyone doing? Good morning. Clearly we're off to a very, very strong start. All right, chat. Let's say good morning to everyone. All right, joke of all butts. Good morning. I know you've been hanging around since I posted this stream last week. I rewatched season 1, 2, and I thought to myself, wow, this show is so woke. Women die just like men does, and they all scream the same. Just about. Franco, good morning. It's good to see you here. I appreciate you, bud. Oh, hold on. Let me get my... I figured out things in this app, guys. Hold on. How do I customize this? I want to... No, radius. Minimize the view to see changes. There we go. Pro streamer here, guys. Pro streamer. Boosh, good morning. I feel sorry for your gas. Stephen Ransom, good morning to you as well. Good to see you in here. I know it's super early on the West Coast. Blue collar loser. Okay, there's some super chats that came through, but they're not showing up on Restream's end for some reason. So I'm just gonna hold on. So let me just read them off of let's see, fan funding on the YouTube app instead. I'm sorry about that. Captain America 4, I mean, is probably a 2 out of 10. LOL, kind of gave it a 3 for Red Hulk and Ford actually acting. I did go and see Captain America 4 yesterday. I have things to say. Maybe or maybe I haven't started a video. Who knows? Who knows? Let's see. We got Lamented. Good morning. It's good to see you in here as well. Waylon. Good morning. Just stopping by to say hello. I appreciate that. I hope everyone's having a great start to their Sunday. Who else have we gotten here? Rio. Good morning. More Vex Electronica. More? In what way? Hope you slept well. I'm still tired from the cringe. What cringe? I haven't been sleeping well this whole week, though, unfortunately. Insert dumb comment here. Inserted. Good morning, Mr. E. Good morning. Let's see. Who else have we got in here? Oh my God, Mog! Holy shit! Thank you so much for the 5 memberships. I have clips now. Well, actually, I have a clip. I made a clip. Hold on, because like Restream only has like you can only put 5 clips up on like StreamYard, which kind of sucks. So I have to be careful with them. But you know what? For that, you get this. It never gets old. It never gets old. Spoonsies, good morning. I hope you're doing well as well. Oh, Sharpie got a membership. Where is my dearest husband? He's probably sleeping. He works the night shifts. Where did you find all this, Vix? Well before I started making YouTube content of any kind, my primary use for YouTube was watching anime compilations of any kind. So I literally went on to my first YouTube, the Vex Electronica Gaming channel is my OG YouTube. So all of my OG subscriptions are there and everything. And I have a bunch of shit saved over there. A bunch. Let's see who else. Whitey, good morning. Guten Tag. Guten Tag. Jana, good morning. It's good to see you in here as well. Yeah, sorry, I really fucked up in the beginning of this. Yamir, I can assure you the fandom of SNK is truly on another level, and I'm all here for it since 2013. You know, honestly, kudos to them and the shenanigans they put together. Let's see what else we got. Man, half of these soundtracks I associate with very right-wing memes. Anime's on a different level, bro. On a totally different level. Oh, Susie clapped for that. Oh. Did she get any Valentine's outfits, Jana? All right. And then there's me being an idiot because I couldn't figure out how to bring myself back up. There you go. So we got some super chats as well so we got $4.99 from BCL. Watching the finale in theaters was epic. I wish I could rewatch this entire series with you. Even if you dislike how it ended, I still want to hear it. Yeah, a few people have told me, like, apparently season 4, people were unhappy with it. The only thing I know about, like, past season 2 of Attack on Titan at this point is there's one character that has Zeke, I think, Zeke Yeager. I know of him because I read up to the manga in a certain point. And also that they switch animation studios in season 4, which I thought was an interesting choice. Steven Ransom for $1.99. Is this a show with a Pegasus? I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means at all. There's a Pegasus in Sailor Moon. I should really get to work on that Sailor Moon video I've been promising for like 3 years at this point. Thank you for the $1.99. And I gifted myself memberships because apparently I can do that. I didn't know that. Joke of all butts for 20 Danish krona, I think it is. Remember, anime/animation is media only for kids. Yep, and we're all children. All of us. And of course, Mog, thank you for the gifted memberships. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. I always appreciate the support. Yeah, there is my Dead Gaming channel if you guys want to check it out. I don't know, just I wanted to be a movie critic at one point when I was much younger. But that was when like digital media was really starting to take over. So I was just like, what's the point of going to school for film? But I went to school for politics instead. So what fucking good did that do me? I am like thinking though, because I've been taking some me time. I've stepped away from streams for about a month. Well, we're going on to week 2, but I've been stepping away from other people's streams. My contract with the college just ended, so I've got some free time, and I've had some ideas for the gaming channel for some time that I've been floating about. So maybe I'll look into reinvigorating that because I have the time to. No Valentine's Day outfit. I'm disappointed. Logically Felicious, good morning. How many days does Valentine's Day last for the ladies? I don't really consider Valentine's Day a holiday or something to be like. I know my husband and I try to celebrate it when we can, but we just go to a Brazilian steakhouse. For anniversaries and everything, we just go to a Brazilian steakhouse because we never go to one otherwise. That's how we celebrate. Vex, I have lost more hours than I can count on Red Dead Redemption 2, and that's your fault. I proudly take credit for this. You're welcome, Swoon. You are so welcome. I have been bugging this bundle of sticks to play this game forever, and like every time I'm on Discord now, it's Spoon's thing just says, hey, playing Red Dead Redemption 2, like, oh, my heart. My heart. You're welcome. Your life has changed permanently in the best way possible. All right. Oh, Slusher, good morning. Good morning. Man, I'm a bad ex-husband, but way happier nowadays. It's pretty wild how many people I've met that got married like in their 20s that are like glad they got divorced. I don't know, it seems to be a pretty common norm, which I was surprised by given that marriage isn't typically popular in some of our generations these days. I don't actually celebrate Valentine's Day, so 0. Yeah, my husband sends me like flowers every year. He didn't this year because we're both tight on money. I told him it's fine. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If you still have to give them half your earnings, shouldn't they still give you half the smecks? That's a good question. That's a good question. You get Brazilian at a steakhouse? Oh yeah, all the meat. Nice and smooth. I feel like I should not play it right because I'm siding with a girl. You lefty, you bitch. All right. Mr. E, I'm on episode 6 of Friday Night Lights. Oh my god. How do you like it? What do you think of it so far? Istophobos, he messaged me a couple times about it too because he started it. He had some teeth pulled or something, So he's just been on bed rest. But yeah, he told me that he's really enjoying it as well. Hairless. Not getting hazed every day can really feel good. Bitches be crazy. So I don't blame you on that one. Not even a little bit. There is something I just want to bring up before we get into the headline of the week. This was just some news that really caught me off guard. Hold on. Why is it not showing up on my... Okay, here we go. So let me share my screen real quick. This one right here. So there is someone in the community that recently passed away, Xevuiss. He was a animator and artist, and I didn't realize that he had been privately struggling with a battle with cancer the last 2 years, and he passed away on Thursday. He's been around for a very long time. I've been interacting with him for almost as long as I've had Twitter/X. He was a funny dude. He was a charming dude. He was just one of the most good-natured and genuine people I've had the pleasure of getting to know in this kind of journey with content creation and everything. Absolutely stunning artist. And I'm like, honestly, I'm really sad that he's gone, because like truly this was a person that he definitely brought a light to a conversation, to a room. I never would have guessed that he was having such a struggle privately, and he was Canadian. He was out in... Can't remember if he was in Alberta or Saskatchewan. I think he was in Alberta. But you can go check him out. His Twitter is still active, Xevuiss, and he's on an Instagram as well. But he's got seriously some beautiful work that he's posted and made. Super based dude as well. But rest in peace, dude. I hope you went peacefully at the very least. I hope your family's doing okay. And you'll be missed. You'll definitely be missed. All right. On a lighter note. So, headline of the week. Where is my share screen? The MMM chats shared this with me, and this is just fucking hilarious. I think I've just been laughing about this on and off since it was announced a couple days ago. Taylor Lautner, Werewolf Hunter, TV series in development at Amazon MGM Studios. Exclusive. Oh my god, this guy looks just worse as he gets older. All right, Taylor Lautner is set to star in a very self-aware wolf TV series. Variety has learned exclusively that Lautner will star in and executive produce the scripted series Taylor Lautner Werewolf Hunter, which is currently in development in Amazon MGM Studios. The project was brought to Amazon by Tornant, the independent studio behind shows like BoJack Horseman and the Amazon series Undone. I haven't seen either of those. Have you guys checked them out? Daisy Gardner is the creator and showrunner. I actually don't know who this is. Well, let's see. Search Google for Daisy Gardner. All right. It's a white woman, so there's the good news. Okay, she's been a writer for 30 Rock, Californication, and South Park. Okay, not the worst filmography to have behind you. Excuse me. The official log line for the series states. All right, gotta get the throat ready. After wrapping the final Twilight film, Taylor Lautner vanished from the spotlight. Fans speculated, tabloids theorized, but the truth is wilder than fiction. Taylor wasn't just taking a mental health break. He was preparing for his real calling, Taylor Lautner, Werewolf Hunter. Playing himself, Taylor is drawn into a secret society of werewolf trackers who need his unique expertise. As he navigates his double life, Hollywood actor by day, supernatural warrior by night, Taylor must wrestle with the ultimate irony, fighting the very creatures that made him famous. Between saving the world, reviving his career, and falling in love, he faces the ultimate question. What happens when your biggest role becomes your greatest enemy? I love the premise for this. I also love this kind of satire usually. It's not very what's it's easy to execute, but there's not a lot of film or television series that have executed it well. I am totally on board with this. So on board with this. I think that's about all the let's see. Matthew Bettinelli, Olpin, and Taylor Gillett will serve as directors and executive producers on the show. Adam Londi of Tornante will also executive produce, along with Tarek Kanafani. Yeah, I don't know who any of these names are. Yeah, he was very much typecast because he did like a couple like action films like Abduction and Ridiculous Six, but and then he dated Taylor Swift for a while, and then he married another woman named Taylor. So, yeah, that's great news in my opinion. Great. Oh, where's the chat? Okay. Okay. Let's see where we got. Oh my God, what is going on? Gotta get that throat ready, Vex. All the time, just for you, Jana, and chat for the right price. Good morning, Mr. B, or good afternoon. It's a crime to love your country with this government, as with many governments under the Commonwealth. I've found. Super over, or Mickey 17. Hope to hear your review. I'm really hyped for Mickey 17. I've been hyped for that for a couple of years because I like Jun Bong Ho, the director. One of my favorite films is by him as well. Memories of Murder. Highly recommend it. I'm very hyped for it. I know usually when you push back a film so many times, it's not a good sign, but I think it'll hold through. I think it was more there's a concern about how foreign films will perform in an American market, and that's probably why they kept pushing it back. But I honestly probably will end up reviewing that in April because I am so excited for it. And despite my dislike of Pattinson Batman, I do think he's a very good actor. I think he's shown himself to be far more than the Edward Cullen that boosted him into fame. Sounds like a once a month show. I'd like to see where the script goes with this. Like the way that I picture it in my head is almost like for anyone who's watched Supernatural. I love Supernatural. Oh my God. There's so much Supernatural merch just sitting in my closet right now. But they like when the show started off, and they more or less did carry this on for the later seasons, but I find with the later seasons, they started to get better with sticking to an overall plot line. But in the first season, as they were getting their footing, it was very much like a monster of the week kind of thing. And it was great because like you got to know Sam and Dean better. You got to know how the world mechanics, what the world mechanics were, and like what kind of creatures exist on Earth. But it was a lot of fun. So like I'm picturing like a monster of the week kind of deal. And then there might be like a soft overarching storyline that they follow through. Either way, I am so excited for this. I will watch this in a heartbeat. Wait, abduction is how you train your inner thighs? There was a movie about that? Abduction. Yes. Ew, gay. Disappointed in you. Disappointed. To be fair, every celebrity seems to have dated Taylor Swift at one point. That's why her albums keep doing so well, man. She just dates them till she can get an album out of them. I did finally see The Lighthouse actually 2 months ago now. Wow. Absolutely wow. That is Eggers' best film. Truly is his best. It's not for everyone though. Like of all of his movies, that definitely is not for everyone. Yeah. Watched all 15 seasons twice. Damn. So I stopped watching after season 8 because I was just starting to realize that, you know, the plots weren't as tight anymore. The fan servicey things they were kind of doing were really cringe. And on top of that, you could tell that CW was really just milking this. A lot of people don't realize, but Supernatural made fucking bank behind the scenes. They did the conventions. I've been to 2 of them. Not really ashamed, but kind of ashamed to say that. Like people turn out in the hundreds for these, and they were usually 2 to 3 day events. Sometimes they'd have things like private dinners with that you could buy tickets for with the cast and crew. Then they would auction off a lot of like signed merchandise. So it was a massive cash cow for the CW. So that's why they keep trying to also like make spin-offs and everything that aren't so successful. Oh, once a month because okay. Carry on my way. Oh, I can't sing songs on YouTube. I'll get copyright. Sorry. Hold on. There's Lamented. The first 5 seasons of Supernatural are tight. It's tight because it had oh my god, what's his name? The Boys showrunner. Kripke, Eric Kripke. So Supernatural is Eric Kripke's kind of pet project or whatever. And he had a 5-season plan. He left during season 6. But those first 5 seasons, you can see the intent is really clear. They kind of blew their load early, if you know what I mean. It's like how the MCU blew their load with Thanos early on. And now they're just trying like, who's the big baddie now for the last 4 years? So it's kind of like that. But I recommend especially those first 5 seasons. I hear that in like past, like I think it was like season 10 or season 11, it gets back on track. But I haven't found it in me to go back after how awful 7 and 8 were. Excuse me. Vex, you need to be ashamed if you are one of those cringe shippers. No, I have never. I'm going to state this for the record, okay? I have never been a fan of Wincest, which is like people that ship Sam and Dean, brothers, by the way, together romantically. I also have never been a fan of yaoi, okay? Never, ever, ever in my life. It's disgusting to me. Just to clear the record. All right, so that was the article, our headline of the week. And then my meme of the week. Okay, it's not a meme video this week, guys. We're just going with an image, okay? Just going with an image. Thank you for the Discord for sending this, by the way. I can't remember if it was Lamented or Okairo that sent this, but it blows my mind that there's 3.8 billion women on this earth and it's still not clean. He's spitting facts, though. He is spitting facts, though. All right. Vex 100% ship these people in our fanfic. Nope. I have written fan fiction. It's on the internet. I still write fan fiction very, very occasionally. In fact, I've read one of my fan fiction pieces on a podcast before. Maybe one day I will read it to you guys, but maybe. It's spicy. It's like sexy spicy. So, anyways, that's my meme. Thank you, Lamented. Yes, you shared that immediately. I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. Just wait until you discover the debate between Eren Mikasa versus Eren and Historia. The scum of Reddit strike once more. Damn, that's crazy. An object in motion stays in motion. I'm moving and I'm a woman. Oh my, Raja, when did you get here? I hear this little eating next to me and it scared me for a moment. There we go. All fan fiction is spicy. I disagree. I'm a pervert. I don't think people realize I am quite a bit of a pervert, but like I keep that shit on the down low, okay? I don't parade it around on the internet much. Much. Keyword much. All right. So before we get into the review, so on this day, February 16th, 1996, Happy Gilmore came out with Adam Sandler. Phenomenal comedy. This guy that wants to be a pro hockey player realizes that he's actually pretty good at golf and he can make money to save his grandmother's house from bank foreclosure. So he ends up becoming a pro and he wins a lot of money. There's some romance. There's some rivalry. Carl Weathers is his mentor who got his hand eaten off by an alligator. I'm sure everyone has seen this. This is kind of like peak 90s. This is one of Adam Sandler's best movies as well. But Happy Gilmore, if you haven't, go check it out. I'm not at all interested in Happy Gilmore 2. I don't think it will be good. Just because this humor doesn't vibe the same way these days, for one, and two, I don't think they can really capture this magic again, especially with how much more studio oversight and hands meddling there tends to be these days. So, the Gourd King, good morning, calling me out live. You sim for Orlock, we know you're a perv. I did buy that 6-foot cutout. It's still, I told my husband, keep it in the box. I also did tell him, like, hey, you can say no. Like, I gave him the option and he didn't. So that I took that as I can buy that. Cough Arthur Morgan. I'm wearing my Arthur Morgan shirt right now. Cough Henry Cavill. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. You know what? At least I simp for normal things, okay? And hyper masculine things. All right. So, Attack on Titan hits different in your 30s. I did watch this series when it came out, the first season. Loved the first season at the time. I watched it several times over because it was so good. And then there were 4 years between season 1 and season 2. And just watching with where the manga was, I guess it was just like time to catch up so they could work with it a bit better. But by the time season 2 hit, I watched and I just wasn't that interested in it. And I didn't want to wait for season 3. I was kind of over reading the manga because they keep teasing what's in Eren's basement, like what his father was hiding. And I was just like, I can't, stop edging me. Just tell me at this point, right? So I just dropped it. And then last week, Ymir Reese, our dearest friend, he recommended I go back and finish it because we're talking about Friday Night Lights, phenomenal television series, and how coming of age was a really big theme there. So he said to go back. So I said, fuck it. I'll go back and watch it. Season 1 hits way differently 11, 12 years later. Way different. Just now that I'm more mature and have unfortunately lived through a lot more, I can empathize and relate to these characters a lot more and understand them more. Season 2, I thought it might have been boring at first, but on rewatch, I actually think it has an edge over season 1 in a very slight way. So, what the fuck is Attack on Titan? So, Attack on Titan, or Shingeki no Kyojin, is a Japanese manga series written and illustrated by Hajime Isayama. It's set in a world where humanity is forced to live in cities surrounded by 3 enormous walls that protect them from giant man-eating humanoids referred to as Titans. The story follows Eren Yeager, who vows to exterminate the Titans after they bring about the destruction of his hometown and the death of his mother. It was serialized in Kodansha's monthly magazine, I'm not pronouncing that, from September 2009 to April 2021, with all its chapters collected in 34 volumes. The animation series, which was produced by WIT Studio for seasons 1 through 3, and then MAPPA for season 4, the 25 episode first season was broadcast from April to September 2023. So I tuned into this sometime in the summer and then started watching it weekly when it was premiering. I was a hardcore fucking weeb in my teens and my 20s. Then there's a 12 episode second season. I stopped at season 2. I have not touched any of season 3 and season 4 because I did not want to cloud my opinions for this stream, and it has been very hard. So the 4th and final season premiered in December 2020 in part 1, then a second part consisting of 12 episodes from January to April 2023, and then 3rd and 4th parts throughout 2023. Attack on Titan has become a critical and commercial success by November 2023. The manga had over 140 million copies in circulation, making it one of the best-selling manga series of all time, which is crazy. We're going to get into some trivia later because there is this fandom is insane. Ymir Reese. So season 2 is very much the catalyst for hyping up the major battle and revelations which occurred during season 3. I picked that up. When we get to the season 2 discussion, we'll go over that because I definitely did pick that up in kind of the way they were padding some of the runtime and some of the conversations that they were trying to make a little like darker, if that makes sense. Hold on, where? Sorry, tabs. Okay, Attack on Titan, they made that into a movie. I don't read anymore. Too much reading fake news and stuff these days. They did make a Japanese movie. I haven't watched it. I think I'll go and watch it after I finish the series. Just I don't know if it follows like the full arc or how far it goes. That's why. Eren loses a lot in season 1. He has to grow and learn as a character, and he's powerful, but so are the other Titans. Great arc. Yes, we're going to dive into all of that. Do all the characters accidentally pull their back trying to put on their seatbelt? I don't understand. I don't understand. Maza, like, I'm going to say this, like, no homo. Like, no homo. I have socks on, okay? All the mutants of you are so cute. Like, I just wanna give you an apple juice box and some biscuits. Okay. Sorry. But also from sucks. Levi, good morning. Attack on Titan is in my top 3. There's a lot of things about this anime so far that I would rank as one of my favorites, for a lot of reasons. Cartoon Man 154, good morning. I don't think I've seen you in here before, but if I have, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm a woman. We have woman brain, right? Tom B, good afternoon. You were early too in this chat. A full day early. Is this Naruto? It is. It was published in a shonen magazine. It's definitely more male oriented. Even the way Hijami, whatever. I don't know. He writes women. Kind of manly, but not in a bad way. I watched all seasons last year, binged it. Oh boy, I was devastated and shocked in a good way. Like, there's no way Hollywood can top this writing. Hollywood struggles with writing a lot of things and all. Full Metal okay, my sister loved Full Metal Alchemist when she was younger. I remember she had all the mangas. I never watched it though. Never watched it. So maybe I'll give that a try. I know because I haven't watched the 90s Berserk series, that might be on the list after we finish Attack on Titan. For myself, being there from the beginning of the manga, oh wow. The fandom has indeed evolved quite a bit. Unfortunately, TikTok and Reddit really tainted parts of it, but they're gone now. This is how I feel about the Red Dead Redemption fandom. I hate to say it. There's a lot of fucking cringe in the Red Dead fandom. Oh my god, excuse me. I didn't mean for that burp to fully come up. Oh my goodness. The Red Dead Redemption like a fandom is pretty fucking cringe at times, like super fucking cringe at times, to the point where I just kind of like distance myself from a lot of it. I will say at least like YouTube is great for that fandom because like all they do is they just show you like cool shots that they found or things they found in the environment and they just go like ham about it. So Red Dead on in video format is great. Red Dead on subreddits and TikTok, questionable. The mouth of the Titans kind of creeps me out, but gotten used to seeing it. Yeah, it is a creepy design, but I like it. I dig it. All right. So some trivia that I have about Attack on Titan. So like I said, it's the #1 selling TV anime of 2013 in Japan, and was the 8th best-selling anime of the 2010s decade. In the US, it's made over 200,000 sales. I think that's a little bit outdated. And it was also the #1 streaming anime from Funimation in 2014 and the #1 fan favorite Funimation home video release of 2014. So from the start, this was very popular. It's banned in China, Malaysia, and Russia for a variety of reasons. A lot of it boils down to the gore, is what most of them are. There's some themes that they're not comfortable with, so it's banned in those 3 countries. So Universal Japan, Universal Studios, had an Attack on Titan theme park, and there is an Attack on Titan manga museum. In 2014, the Titans from Attack on Titan battled the Avengers and the Guardians of the Galaxy in a collaboration with Marvel called Attack on Avengers. I would be very interested to read that. Outside of the main series, there's 6 OVA episodes, 2 spin-off anime series, 4 spin-off mangas, 8 games, 1 live-action film, 1 live-action series, and a stage show. There's apparently news of a musical in the works, but there hasn't been any updates on that in a few years. So this is a very, very successful IP. It's extremely successful IP. If Disney wrote this, Mikasa will be 100% trans. All the guys will be gay. Hey, don't come at me. That's the writing in Hollywood these days. That's true. I feel like there's a lot of overtones that the West doesn't know how to interpret. So, like the relationship with, again, haven't watched season 3 or 4 yet, but the relationship between Mikasa and Eren, I can totally see them just twisting that as romantic from the get-go, even though the intent clearly isn't romantic, right? Same with like Ymir and Historia when we get to the characters. Lord Toxic, good morning. Thanks for dropping by, man. I'm getting sick of YouTube. Twice it's crashed today. Mine has been crashing regularly for the last 2 weeks. I don't know why. I've done like a cache reset, like cleared my cache and everything. Tried opening in different browsers and it's still crashing, so I don't know what's going on. Thankfully, you'll be relieved to discover the majority of the girls in the story are guy-brained. Isayama does indeed write his fair maidens quite well, although Mikasa gets favor. I can see that. If Netflix wrote this, it'd be a Black on Titan. No black people in this series, by the way, which is super fucking based. Again, I have theories. We'll get to them. All right. So the season 1 plot, okay? So season 1, the protagonist Eren Yeager witnesses his mother dying after being eaten by a man-eating giant humanoid called a Titan. So that is a image on the screen of that scene. This becomes Eren's motivation to develop his combat skills in order to fight the Titans. Later on, Eren is eaten by a Titan himself, as you guys saw in that meme compilation earlier, but discovers that he can transform into a Titan, control it, and fight as he would as a human. Eren learns how to use his newfound powers to combat the Titans and continues his training as more Titans continue to flood into his homeland. Again, we're going to get into some of the finer details of that. That's just a general overview. Season 1, it's 25 episodes. It very much does its due diligence in setting up character motivations, in setting up stakes extremely well, in building up this world, in kind of establishing a lot of good themes, and a lot of good like genre work. There's like a nice touch of comedy. There's a lot of horror, a lot of action, some dramatic thriller elements. Like it has this interesting balance of things. You've got the military branches throughout the universe. So there's the military police, which stay on the inside and kind of guard the royalty and whatnot. There are the scouts, which go out and patrol. And then there's the garrison, which are kind of like they're standby. They don't really do much of anything. They're like in between the police and the scouts, sort of, right? I like to think of them as midfield in a soccer setup, if that makes sense. A lot of backstories are set up too, especially for our 3 primary protagonists. Then, in season 2, since we are covering the first 2 seasons, this fucking terrified me in the manga, by the way. When I saw this image, I thought it was quite terrifying. So season 2 plot in its second season, the main cast of characters who have now joined the Survey Corps to go out and, survey, are thrown into action after Titans breach the walls without any apparent trace of how they entered. Along the way, they discover the true nature of the Titans. I wouldn't say along the way, they start to discover the true nature of them. Season 2 is 12 episodes. I think the pacing is a bit slower, especially through episodes 7, 8, and 9, where they really drag it out. But it's just establishing more stakes. It's uncovering a little bit more. You see like these touches of horror shine through, which are really cool as well. And it's just basically building up now kind of the motivation for some of our antagonists instead. Horror, military, badass ODM scenes. The main theme of the entire series is sacrifice. I would say that's one of them, yes. Why does everyone hate soccer? I love soccer. I played soccer when I was younger. I enjoy watching soccer. What's wrong with soccer? Tell me. Tell me. Is that cannoli? Someone get Jacob Ironside on this stat and face shop cannoli's face onto that. Totally could be. Totally could be. Don't spoil for her if anyone watched the full series. Oh, thank you, Levi. Levi Hitcho. Thank you. Arigato. I've managed to avoid spoilers this far in, which I guess is pretty impressive by all standards, given how popular this is. Trump daddy. Ooh, Biden has no junk, but luckily Michael Obama has a lot. Packing quite a bit. Quite a bit. Because it's football, not soccer. I'm sorry. I grew up in the West, man. I'm sorry. My only issue with soccer was the coaches, Vex. Okay. Soccer is un-American. God damn. Is it any consolation that I've developed some interest into American football now after watching Friday Night Lights? Just saying. Just saying. All right. So those are the season, brief overviews of the season 1 and 2 plots. Okay, you know how I usually just put the pictures here, and I went full autism this week, guys. I don't think you realize how what my brain decided to do this week to prepare for this stream. Okay, so let me just stop sharing this. I made a flow chart. My autistic flowchart. Okay. So I'm breaking down because there's a lot that's introduced, and it feels like to just put pictures. It's hard to go through the ins and outs and everything, right? So here is our legend. So anyone with red text is dead. Anyone with orange text can also turn into a Titan, like Eren. And yellow is just people I think they're alive, but it hasn't been fully confirmed they're alive. Okay. So let's start over down here. Okay. All right. So these are the 104th Division Cadet Corps. These are the people that we mostly get to see in season 1. All right, in season 1. What? I needed this, okay? I needed this. Oh, no, Vex, never go full autism. Oh, yeah, with the opening too, man. I totally fucked up there as well. I will say, despite a lot of drama surrounding Funimation, the English cast did very well. Very good job. I recommend watching the story with both Japanese and English. That's good to hear. I actually I always watch all my anime with subtitles with the original audio. I don't like many American voiceovers. I think the one I've really only made a exception for is basically anything Studio Ghibli puts out, but quality wise and consistency, they're one level above basically everyone else. Lord Toxic, how did Vex run up all and down the field while getting a black eye is my question. I have taken balls to the face. That has happened. I've had a few bruises on the face as well from soccer. Yeah. It's always Vexy in Vexadelphia. She's unemployed. Leave her alone. Hold on. I'm not unemployed. How dare you spread misinformation? Oh my God. I read this in your voice, Mr. Brown. Welcome to Flowchart Sunday. That's my Mr. Brown impression. What in the spectrum of OCD have you done here, Vex? Fun fact, I was actually diagnosed with mild OCD in my teen years. Fun fact. I've done a lot of mental health work. A lot of mental health work. I don't think people realize that because I just goof off on the internet. But yeah, a lot of, okay. Clipping that. Please do. Please do, Tommy. All right. Anyways, okay. So 104th Division Corps. Okay. So these are the characters that we spend a lot of season 1 on. So we have Eren Yeager. So over season 1, this takes place over 3-ish years. So when we're introduced to Eren, Mikasa, and Armin, so Mikasa is his adopted sister essentially. and Armin's his best friend. So this takes place over 3 years. Mikasa's a year older than them. So Eren, he's very, very headstrong. He's a bit of a loudmouth. He's extremely stubborn on top of that. But morally, he's a very good character. Like, he knows the difference between right and wrong. His emotions tend to cloud a lot of his judgment and even overtake a lot of his actions, especially in the first season of the series. You see him try to tame that a little bit more in season 2. They don't focus on Eren as much in season 2, but you can see that he's now gaining more control of his ability. He's trying to react appropriately instead of emotionally to things, which is good. Mikasa is very much a stonewall character. She's very serious. She doesn't carry a lot of outward emotion. You do see specks of it here and there. For her, when she gets emotional, she gets actionable. She is a superb fighter as well. She's the top in her class. She's second best when it comes to taking down Titans, as we see throughout the series. So her family, they lived in the forests. Eren's father knew her parents and would visit. And unfortunately, because Mikasa is the last remaining Japanese or Oriental person in this like city or whatever with the 3 walls, because these are kind of the last of humanity, right? So ethnically, she's the last of a race, and she's only half Japanese. Her mother is full Japanese. So her parents get killed by human traffickers, essentially. And Eren's dad wants to get the police involved, but Eren decides to take things into his own hands, and he actually ends up killing her attackers, and she comes to live with them. And then Armin, he's honestly like one of my top 3 favorite characters. I love Armin. I think he's great. He's a smart kid, but he's not a fighter, and you see him struggle a lot with that sense of weakness and almost that like lack of direction that he has, despite having this want to try and save people and save humanity, but he just can't bring himself to do it. So over season 1 and 2, you really see him come into his own and hone the skills that he does have. He's also kind of a great support for our Eren and Mikasa as kind of the third in this friendship. I really love him. He's so adorable. Look how cute he is. Oh my god, look how cute he is. Gord, thank you for the $4.99. Vex also watched Remember the Titans this week. Does her flowchart explain how it connects to this? No, it does not. I did watch Remember the Titans, though. I did enjoy it, but then I read the real story behind it, and it's a bit sus. A bit sus. A Western woman diagnosed with OCD. I'll alert the media at this astonishing development. I can't get over how she says Mikasa. How am I supposed to say it? Mikasa? Mikasa? Mikasa. I say it like Mikasa Sukasa. Maybe that's like because of all the Mikasa Sukasa memes. Within the manga, Mikasa had a great amount of internal monologue that gets cut out of the anime. She's very thoughtful. She just doesn't express it well. In all fairness, I think it actually comes across in her action very well, because I feel the feeling. Maybe it's because, like, in a way, I am also Mikasa. I'm very Stonewall when it comes to emotion, but I think it comes across in the anime very well. Mikasa. Okay, I'll try and get it right. I'm sorry. I don't speak Japanese. Okay. All right. So those are our 3 main protagonists, okay? Now here, this is Rainer Braun, Bertolt Hoover, and Annie Leonhardt. So all 3 of these people can turn into Titans. Annie is the female Titan. Bertolt is the I'm just calling him Bert. Okay, Bert here is the colossal Titan, which you would have seen is on the thumbnail, that big fleshy guy. And then there's an armored Titan, which is Reiner. Reiner and Bert are from the same village. They grew up together. They have like a very brotherly dynamic in the flashbacks that we see. But you know that there is an alternate motive there. For why they're doing things. So they're trying to bring down humanity for some reason. End of season 2, we still don't know exactly why. So the day that the Titans break through Wall Maria and Eren's, mother dies and everything, Bertie here, he turned into the colossal Titan, kicked a hole through the wall let all these Titans in. And then Reiner runs through a wall later on as the armored Titan to break through wall. Hold on, I'm getting Sheena is the outside one, right? Hold on, I have a diagram here. Hold on, I have a diagram here. Where is my diagram? Here's my diagram. Okay. Sheena, Rose, yeah, Maria, and then they try to break through wall Rose, but they get through. Okay, we'll get to this diagram later. We'll get to that diagram later. Don't worry. Okay, so and Annie, she kind of is the main antagonist. Sorry, ignore my notes. I'll get to the notes, okay? Annie here is the primary antagonist for season 1. She turns into a female Titan where her goal is just kind of to capture Eren. Again, we still don't know why by the end of season 2. They have a fight at the end of season 1, and that culminates in her. She encases herself in like this stone that Titans can make, sort of deal, and so she's just kind of like in storage, we'll say, throughout season 2. She has a very similar demeanor to Mikasa in that she's very serious. She doesn't show a lot of emotion. She very just quietly observes. I did watch the OVAs that fit within season 1 and 2. We'll get to those, okay? But I like what they do. Now, these are some other characters that we get introduced to in season 1. So we have Gene Kirstein. He's also very hot-headed like Eren. He's a bit of a lovable doofus in a lot of regards, but you do see some rivalry happen between him and Eren, especially as, you know, they're very much on similar skill levels, and they're so stubborn and hard-headed that they can't put that aside at times to kind of work together. Gene I actually found to be annoying when I originally watched this anime, and on rewatch, I really like his character. I understand why the fandom enjoys him so much. He really comes into his own as like not just a soldier, but like a leader of sorts, and being able to empathize and understand what everyone is experiencing. So I like Gene a lot. Sasha Braus, aka Potato Girl, who's also in the images I posted in my community posts. She eats a lot. That's a gift. She's kind of dumb. The way that they portray her backstory is she comes from a small remote village in the mountains, and she's kind of like a hick, I guess, would be the closest comparison. Sorry, I have my matcha latte with me. Matcha's great, guys. I highly recommend switching off espresso for it. She gets more time to shine in season 2. All of these characters, like, they're young, right? They're all around 14, 15, 16. So their exposure to the world and life experiences are very much just driven by the fear of dying to these giant man-eating creatures. So as you see them training and you see the Titan invasions happen, you get to really understand like what it would be like to, you know, have this idea of I can be a fighter and I'm trained to do this versus actually being in the situation, and how people respond to stress, fear, and shock in general. Connie doesn't get a lot of exposure in season 1. He does in season 2. They kind of lay him out as just like a lovable idiot, but he's definitely a lot more intuitive than they give him credit for. Krista Lenz, aka this is a spelling error. Whoops. Historia Reese. She doesn't get much exposure in the first season. In the second season, though, it's clear that they're building her up to something. So she joined the Survey Corps. She wants to be a fighter. She's trying to do what's right, but it turns out she has a fake name. Her real name is Historia Reese, and she's related to this royal family within the walls. That's all we know by the end of season 2, and she's very close with Ymir here, who also can turn into a Titan. We learn in season 2. This fucking ugly little Titan, by the way. No last name. We do know, though, that she's been alive for more than 60 years. If we place her age, like before... So, like, what happened is she comes from basically a cult. And this cult stole the power of the Titans, and they put it in her. She was an orphan of some sort. And so they praised her like a goddess. And when the time came, they threw her under the bus. So she turned into a Titan and ran outside the walls. And she just kind of spent 60 years or so out there, until the wall broke in 840, I think, was the year they break, because 845 is when the current day, some of the current, or 842. I can't remember the year. But when it first breaks the wall, she comes back into society and she kind of lives as a bit of a petty thief and stuff before enrolling in the military. So these two have a very, you could interpret it as a pretty lesbianic relationship. I just think it's a dependency more than anything. They are reflections of each other. And so in that regard, they're very close. That's how I see them. But I do understand all the lesbian vibes. But I see a super chat came through Moz. Thank you for the $2 Oi, oi. That means we hit our super chat goal, which means that I will be dramatically reading the Ashley Sinclair Elon Musk tweets after this, after we break this down. Surveyed a corpse one more time. Yep. Why can't I send super chats? That's a good question. I don't know. The super chats that came in earlier aren't showing on Restream for some reason, because there were a bunch that dropped before the stream started. Hijame's favorite character is Reiner. Okay. I like where Reiner goes. So hold on, let me scroll back up to him. Because in the first season, he's just, I'm a soldier, I can do this. And then in the second season, when we learn more of that, oh, he's actually the colossal titan and he's trying to bring humanity down, there's this really interesting divide in him where it's just like he spent so long training as a soldier that he started to believe that and forgot the titan warrior he was supposed to be. So Bert keeps trying to remind him of that subtly in the second season, and finally there's a point where he just cracks and reveals it all. And it's very interesting how a writer who has not experienced war or been exposed to war in any regard was able to capture a lot of the kind of after effects and shocks that you can read about soldiers experiencing post-war or post imprisonment in like war camps and stuff like that. It's like a lot of the stuff that you've read from, what World War I and World War II and like Vietnam War vets say, it's like, it's pretty harrowing how you see that reflected in these. And I feel in that way, this anime has done such a good job of, it's a fantasy world, but it captures so much real that it's like the lines blur at some point, which is kind of crazy to say. It's very interesting, very interesting. So yeah, these are the characters we get in season 1. Let me take this down. Did Reiner set himself en flambe because Trump won? No, no like overt politics or whatever. Oh, sorry. Thank you. Sorry. He's the armored titan. Bert is the Colossus. My bad. Because the armored titan has the little hair, the little hair on him. Yes. At least he didn't take a dump on your grass and eat the neighbor's cat. Dang. All right. So now this is Eren's OG squad. They basically die in the first half of the series. These guys don't get like, oh my God, I have another spelling error here. They don't get a whole lot of character development. I would say the only one that does is Marco here, because he kind of has this nice heart-to-heart with Jean at one point about what it is to be a leader and how Jean is actually stronger than he thinks. He's very much a support character. You see more of that in one of the OVA episodes. He dies very tragically. He's just half eaten and left. And they do show what happens in the cleanup post-Titan attacks. Again, very realistic. It isn't just action. They should, like, you very much get a sense of how all these characters live in this world. So there is some mystery around how his death occurred, which we still haven't gotten a full glimpse at. But we do know that Annie, Reiner, and Bert were involved in it. Daz is alive, but I don't know what the status of him is. Okay, I don't know. Oh yeah, these two, Franz and Hannah, they're so cute. Oh my, they make like these like marriage jokes about them, and then there's an instance during the first breach or the second breach, I should say. Franz has died, and she's just desperately she's giving him heart like CPR, hoping that he'll survive, and then it's just assumed that she dies. trying to revive him. Sad face, sad face. Okay, so now we have over here, so Eren, this is Eren's family. So Carla Yeager, his mother, eaten in the first episode, basically. We see her in some flashbacks, okay? Mikasa, kind of a stepsister. Grisha is his father. This dude just went for milk and never came back. I don't know if he's dead or alive at this point. I have no clue. I haven't experienced any spoilers, right? But he is a doctor. He's a highly regarded doctor. It's very clear from the get-go and through some kind of PTSD flashbacks of Eren's that he knows the true secrets behind the Titans, and he's actually the one that injected Eren with the ability to become a Titan as well. But yeah, by season 2, we haven't gotten much, right? But so he's just gone for milk. I don't know where he is. By season 2, all of these guys, all of the 104th, by the way, they join the Scouts. There's a very powerful speech that Erwin gives them. He's one of my favorite characters as well. So, the Scout Regiment. So this is Erwin Smith. He's the 13th commander of the Scouts. It's fucking Chad Jawline as well. I really hope he gets more character development in seasons 3 and 4. I really like him as a character. There's just his whole thing is just like it's sacrifice, but in the soldier's way. So in season 2, he gets his arm bitten off while they're trying to rescue Eren, and he's still just like, just charge, guys. Don't worry about me. Just go. I'm replaceable. He understands the stakes, and he doesn't have any emotional weight in it, and it's. I think he's a solid character. Very solid character. Eren Sparrow. Good morning. I haven't seen you here ever. Eren's a pretty great guy. I highly recommend you go check him out. His comic book is the Kickstarter campaign is doing very well for that. I keep getting the email updates. Oh my god, what is the name? Fuck. It's something really intense. I said advanced, god damn it. Yep. He like this another infamous Vex Electronica PowerPoint presentation. There's a lot with the characters. I'm going to use this for next week's stream on seasons 3 and 4 because I'm going to add to this. But just to lay down the foundation, right? Just to lay down the foundation. Oh, Levi. Okay, what's your immediate reaction when Eren's mom was eaten alive? I was just shocked. I didn't think the anime was going to go that hard so early. Like they're just it throws you into everything right from the beginning, which I thought was really cool. So yes, like Erwin. So Levi Ackerman. Oh yes, you'll notice he has the same last name as Mikasa Ackerman. Don't know what the connection is there yet. Again, I've avoided spoilers. So he's part of the Special Ops Squad. These are kind of the best of the best. Unfortunately, all of his squad dies towards the end of season 1, trying to protect Eren from Annie in her Titan form. Now, there is some dialogue that, like, Petra was gonna marry Levi, maybe? Don't know. But this entire squad, and we see this through flashbacks, it's very much their entire purpose is to help Eren trust again. And it's not just like, not in the sense of just like, oh, he's lost trust, but in just trusting other people. Because when he first turns into a Titan, everybody wants to just kill him. They don't think that he's human anymore. And so these guys are even skeptical of him when, the government decides to keep Eren alive. And they have like this nice like trust building. Oh my god, like this trust building exercise that they do. And so it's just like they really want Eren to believe in their cause and believe for what they're fighting for and believe that they will stand by him no matter what. And there's this great moment where Levi even has this cool speech about like no one really knows what the right thing to do is from the get-go. You just have to decide in the moment, and there isn't really a right or wrong answer. Like you can always look back at hindsight, but you can't dictate what will happen in the moment. And you see a lot of characters struggle with, on second thought in hindsight after certain events play out. So I very much like the chemistry that this entire squad had and its impact on how these scouts get to know each other, how they interact with each other, and how they depend on each other. Now, this is a section squad niche. All of these guys die except for Thomas. I don't. He goes to patrol Wall Maria because they think that the Titans have broken through in season 2, but we discover that actually the Titans came from Connie's village. This Connie. And so there's all, so the Titans are actually humans is what is one of the big things that are revealed by the end of season 2. But all of these guys kind of die protecting these characters here that get more time in season 2. Again, very valiant. They try to do their best, but just munch, right? Very much just an approach of like, these are all just humans at the end of the day. They all have their vices. They all have their own pride. And they all have things that they care for, but they're willing to fight for what's right, put it all on the line. And then we have fourth squad. So Hanjizo, she's kind of like a mad scientist. She's one of my favorite characters as well. I like how crazy and weird she gets. Like, it's just like, I get it. I get that kind of weird, you know? She has this squad. Now, the fourth squad hasn't gotten a lot of time so far. They've just been very like casually introduced. So I imagine we're going to see a lot more of these guys in season 3. Okay. And then over here we have the garrison. So Dot Pixies, I gotta say it with a Japanese accent. So he's like the garrison head commander. He's just a lovable old man. He's a bit of a drunk. He has a nice fun arc in one of the OVA series. He's a casual character, but I guess like because he's so old, he's been through so much and witnessed so much that he's not as easily, what's the word I'm looking for? Swayed by the emotions or events of a time. He's able to see things clearly as they are, but he's also just able to have fun. Nanaba perhaps gets the most cruel death of all. Oh my god, totally agreed. Petra. I thought she was I didn't expect her to die at the end of season 1, but season 1 sets up like none of these guys are going to live long. None of them. I tried getting into Attack on Titan with the manga, but it takes a very specific kind of anime manga to scratch my itch, and AOT wasn't it. I get it. That's not for everyone. Definitely not for everyone. Oh, thank you, Franco. If you are enjoying the stream and the content, please subscribe, hit the bell, share, hit the like, and leave a chat. I like interacting with you guys. Who's your crush in the show? I know I had to ask because everyone has a crush on this show, right? Like in the show. I know a lot of chicks simp for Levi. He's the short king. I guess Commander Irwin. I'd probably crush on him just for like the jawline and how uber masculine he is. I guess that's it. But I don't really crush on any of these guys. Does anyone in the chat have a crush on an Attack on Titan character? Let me know. I would let Pixis have me if he asked. In what way? Can you clarify, please? Please. I forgot to put the music on in the background this whole time. Shit. Okay, here's some soft Valentine's music for you guys. There you go. Hitz Warman, he is a garrison leader or squad commander or something. In season 1, when they discover that Eren is a Titan and they can't decide if he should live or die, he's kind of a pussy. That's about it. Rico, soft introduction, given a few lines, but we don't really see much of her. Hans, his entire character is just a redemption arc. He's probably one of my favorite characters as well. So he's considered a drunk. He doesn't really do his job properly. He's pretty careless. But when push comes to shove, he tries to make the right choice. So he saves Eren and Mikasa from getting eaten when Eren's mom dies. He tried to fight that Titan, but he didn't have it in him. So he took the kids and he ran. And then he tries to protect Eren at the end of season 2. And he's just very much like, I just want, even though we live in this cruel world, that's the thing, there's still parts of it that I love, and there's still parts of it that I have fond memories of, and I wish that we could just be like that again. And so in order to try and give that back to Eren, despite everything that's happened, he sacrifices himself to save Eren, and he gets eaten by the same Titan that Eren's mom was eaten by, which is crazy. crazy. It happens like 5 years later too. I liked Hans. He was a good guy, very good guy. Mitabi and Ian don't get a ton of stuff. Okay, they're just there. Okay, so that is my character chart so far for Attack on Titan. As I said, I'm going to be adding to this as we go, as I watch season 3 and 4. So we'll revisit this next week. Now, this is a map of the season 1 and 2 attacks. Right here. I found this on Reddit. Your mic is screwed up? Is the mic better? Did I hit something? Gooch, good morning. Thanks for coming in, bud. I know it's really early for you, and you had a late night, man. Undo the music because it messes with your voice. Oh. Okay, music's turned off. Music's turned off. Let me know if that's better. So yeah, I found this map on Reddit. So essentially, like, the walls aren't just rings. They have like these outer little like districts, these towns. And they're basically used as Titan bait, but people do live here. Unfortunately, it just is the way it is. So in the opening of the series, this is Shingshina. I mispronounce that. But Eren's house is here. It gets overtaken by Titans completely. The Colossal Titan here destroys this outside wall. You can see where the arrows are. And the Armored Titan destroys this inside wall, which leads into, what is it, Wall Maria. Okay, this big outer wall is Wall Maria. Then a couple years later, it breaks into the Tross district here, which is this inner one, and this is Wall Rose now. Okay, so this is where they tried to retake it. Eren manages to block this off, and they retake the Tross district. Eren plugs the breach here. The garrison tries to kill Eren here because they don't know if he's human or not, but they decide to save him, right? So by season 2, all of the in-between of Wall Maria and Wall Rose are all overtaken by Titans. So humanity is just within Wall Rose and Wall Sheena, which Sheena we haven't seen a whole lot of yet, okay? So this is where the squad trains over here in the Ermic district. We have the Stonehenge district where during the kind of fight at the end of season 1 where Annie is captured, you learn that all of the walls are made out of Titans. And we're going to come back to this because I have theories, okay? Then meanwhile, in season 2, that Beast Titan dude that you guys saw earlier in my slideshow, he appears and he crosses through Wall Maria into Wall Rose here. And in the meantime, there's some kidnapping and events that happen here. Eren is saved here, and you see all the characters that kind of like are involved in that entire arc. This is where Connie's village is, where the Titans that they thought broke through Wall Rose appeared, but didn't. Sasha's village, she has a little side arc, which is very nice. I'm not going to go through all the details, right? Because we'll be here forever if I do. But this is just an overall map of kind of the events of season 1 and 2. So you get an idea of kind of the landscape and where everything is happening. We haven't like seen anything happen in this northern part of the settlement. Nothing at all. So I'm curious if we see, because like there's a thing called Utopia up here. Why is there a district called Utopia? Questions. So that's my autistic flowchart. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Yes, rich people. Hold on, where is that? Yeah, there we go. So rich people inside the middle, poor on the outside. Yes, and you definitely, especially through the OVAs, you get an idea of the socioeconomic situation for a lot of characters. Again, they really make sure that you get an understanding of how this world works. Okay. Vex Electronica, it's another thing to know. The area within the walls is roughly the size of France and Germany combined. It's very big. Yes. Thank you. This all sounds very complicated. There's a lot that gets covered. So these are some of the finer details that I'm introducing for you. I'm trying not to go through every single one because we'll be here forever. And this is also why I wanted to split my review of the show into 2 streams instead, because there is so much that it introduces that is all necessary to the plot. Okay. She just spoke of the plot for 30 episodes and 5. It's true, I did. Like 35 episodes or something like that. No, 30. No, hold on. 25 plus 12, 37 episodes. There you go. Without going into severe detail. So let me go back to the slideshow. All right. So we're going to revisit it next week, guys. So be prepared. So there's a couple themes that I want to touch on so far in the series. So one of the big ones is this never-ending cycle of hatred and violence. So unfortunately, because of the world that they live in, there is always this desire to survive and kill the Titans. You see this cycle of hatred kind of evolve in Eren. You see it come through Armin in some bits. You see it in Jean. Here and there, you see it in Mikasa, who's had just a very violent start to life. And like for her, the world is just cruel. So all she really truly understands is hatred, violence, and protecting what she loves. And Eren's Titan form, especially in the first season, you just see him, he's driven by pure hate, and you really feel it come through. Eren is the embodiment of hatred. He really is, especially in the first season. This is his this is his face of his Titan form, and here's like the physique of his Titan form. I did read that this was modeled after a specific MMA fighter, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. And the reason he has his lines here is because like their bodies fuse when they turn into Titan form. Humans, their human bodies stay safe at like the nape of the neck of the Titans, and it just like they kind of fuse with the flesh. So that's him getting out, and he still has those rings. The people that can turn into Titans, though, they can regenerate. They also don't die as easily or to like traditional, like they're kind of immortal, I guess, to a sense or to an extent. Eren very much is trying to figure out how to control turning into a Titan throughout seasons 1 and 2, because he can't do it at will as easily as like Reiner or Bert or Annie can, or even Ymir. So hatred and violence, you see this in some of the other characters too. Like you see Historia try to break the cycle of hatred and violence in everything that she does. She tries to do the best it can. And that kind of shines into Ymir, who very much has been a selfish and a violent person we see in some of her flashbacks. War, suffering, and survival. I cannot emphasize how much this show makes sure you don't forget how tough life is for all of these characters. There is always a threat of being eaten. There is always a threat of being killed. You never know if you're going to live the next day for sure, especially when things kick off at the beginning of the series where you learn Titans can just kick through walls and break in if they want. And you see all of the characters suffer in one way or another because there is always this looming idea of war. There's wartime rations, there's wartime politics, there's there's regimes and whatnot, you know. But even characters that are strong like Mikasa and Levi, who's also very kind of stoic like she is, you see they suffer in their own ways. They just don't show it the way all the other characters do, right? Existentialism is a huge thing, especially in the first season. None of these characters know what their purpose is. They're almost scared of what their purpose might be, or what they're meant to do because of the way the world is that they live in. So you do spend quite a bit of the first season of the series kind of like exploring these ideas of like, what is the purpose of my existence? What's the purpose of the Titans? What am I supposed to do in this world? What am I meant for in this world? How can I actually cope in this world successfully? It's a cruel world, but I got a place in it. Yeah, that's a great way to put it. And Mikasa does have like a little moment where she explores that. It's to Phobos. Good morning. I hope you're doing well. Well, it's hatred or extermination. So the theme is more the inevitably of facing an existential threat. Yep. Well said. Well said. I like that we see this in almost every single character, big or small, that we encounter as well. Again, it really like shines a good light on this series in the way it's able to build characters. Acceptance is another big one. I see this more in season 2 than season 1. Yes, you have them beginning to accept that there are humans that can turn into titans and that Eren is an ally, but more you see like Eren really comes into accepting the role that he can play. Ymir and Historia had this touching moment, which just was fucking dumb. We'll get into this. About accepting each other's true natures and what we're meant for. Then you have like Reiner and Bert kind of accepting what they are meant to do as warriors. And then there's also just characters that you see accepting the reality of things, whether it's just kind of casually in everyday life or in the last moments of their lives. There's a couple characters you see get eaten by titans, and you just like they're here like screaming for father and stuff. It's sends chills down your spine. It really does. Titans kick down walls, so they're like advanced illegal immigrants, but from the inside, man, from the inside. Why so many teeth, and where are the dentists? It's a good question. Haven't seen any dentists in this world yet. Not spoiling, this is the best depiction of war you'll see. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Lobster Man. I know who this is. Hi, Cat. SNK Season 1, great. Season 2, just a bridge. Season 3. Season 3, immaculate. Season 4, Part 1, they cooking hard. The rest of Season 4, we don't talk about. Shit. Again, I haven't started Season 3 or 4 yet. After this stream, I am immediately starting Season 3. Immediately. I've been trying to hold back. A couple. What do you mean, joke of all butts? A couple? Are you serious? What do you mean? I have some issues with season 1. I actually, yeah, again, like I said earlier, I think season 2 actually is better watching it now than I did the first time around years ago. But good afternoon over there in en France. So yeah, that's another theme. I'm sure there's more that will come up as I finish the series, so I will add to this. Hope, despair, and loss. Again, pretty. There's Erwin getting his arm bitten off, by the way, there. Very big things. This is Connie when they go back and they start to realize that maybe the Titans come from humans. This is a fucking wild scene. I thought this was creepy as fuck. So because the Titans have come in through Wall Rose, some of the scouts on standby decide to go and just make sure that Connie's village is okay. And so this they get to Connie's house and this giant Titan is just lying on it. And it's like some of its ribs are still sticking out, like it's not covered in skin. It's got these little toothpick legs and arms and everything. It's just a creepy image, and like the Titan says like welcome home to Connie. So this is like your first idea that you get, oh, the Titans might be human made. But this hope of like that things can turn out better. You see that especially with Erwin at the end of season 2, where he's kind of smiling at knowing that they've discovered one more step towards kind of saving humanity sort of deal. But with the little hope they do get, there's always this immense loss. So it's like every expedition, every time a Titan shows up, there's always lives that are lost that it's you just like, unfortunately, just the way the world is, you can't avoid, right? Ymir's a great kind of representation of just despair, and also hope and loss, in all honesty, because she comes from a very impoverished kind of just not great background, and she's thrust into a role that she didn't really want and didn't really understand at the time. And she doesn't want to lose Krista, who she feels like this immense connection to. But she thinks that there is no chance left for humans within the walls anymore. That's a reoccurring thing that comes up. But by the end of the season 2, she has hope again that maybe life within the walls can be good, and there is hope for it. So, mon petit chat, merci beaucoup. Thank you for the €2. Shut up and take my money. We are going to be doing a dramatic reading of of some tweets after this, because we hit our chat goal. Vex, I would say the main critic of the final arc comes from a lack of exposition on Isayama's part. Everything happens very quickly and there's little time to breathe, but it hits hard. Okay, noted. Oh, there's a lot. Maybe I should have just done season 1 alone. Good lord. Okay, some other interesting messages that I made note of. I think I said them all, actually. You know what? I think I fucking said them all. I really like that conversation with Levi about making the right choice in the moment. I like a lot of the speeches that Erwin has, because again, it's just he knows what's at stake and he just goes for it. There's the moment that Marco has with Jean. I had mentioned that. Sasha. In season 2, we get a bit of Sasha backstory. And like I said, she's basically a hick in this world. And a lot of people make fun of the way she talks because she's overly friendly and overly polite because she's trying to watch. She's kind of ashamed of where she comes from. And you just kind of get this great moment where she overcomes like her own habits and she overcomes some of her own fears and she realizes like truly what is worth fighting for and who she is supposed to be regardless of where she came from. Like she is not the village she came from. She's her own person. So I did quite enjoy that. Saxy, good morning. I'll see you. I hope you're doing well. And Static, good morning. I hope you guys are doing well on the West Coast. It's very early for you. Peace out, my little cat. I hope you have a great rest of the weekend. Get some pussy, man. I know you can. Yeah, I think I went over all the interesting messages. Yeah, this is the Armored Titan. This is what Reiner turns into on the left here. Him and Eren face off in season 2. Let's see, where is my slideshow? Okay, I can close this tab. Hold on. Animation is stunning. Yeah, of course there's moments where like the animation dips because there's so much going on in a scene. That's fine. And for fluidity's sake, but you have a lot of this like thick line work first of all, which helps actually emphasize a lot of features. So with all the characters that you get introduced to, you never feel that one character looks like another. They all like the line work really makes sure that you are seeing individuals, not just animations. The lighting work too is unbelievable. They really capture like nice, like the sunset, sunrise, the moonlight kind of thing. Just kind of dynamic lighting within closed quarters as well, like by candlelight. There's a few instances where you get close-ups of characters and you can actually see the animators have gone through the trouble of adding textures and like the flush the skin may feel, or like how a nose might get a little bit red, how the lips might be a little bit moist. Like they go through a lot of trouble in some instances to really humanize these characters as much as they can in this medium. Again, I know that season 4 it's a different studio. I haven't seen what the outcome is of that quality yet, so we'll see. But seasons 1 and 2, there is some use of 3D. It's not jarring, I would say. Like it's sporadic, so they don't lean on it too much, and it's mainly in the more actionable sequences that they try to use it to make sure there is that fluidity. Also just like the scenes where you see some of the members like with the ODM gear, like kind of like flying through the cities and whatnot. Oh, you can tell some of them they use 3D, but for other, like they are animating each frame for that, and it is insane. Like this is some of the best anime adaptation I have, like artwork. Sorry, I've seen outside of Studio Ghibli. And again, like I said, I class Studio Ghibli as leagues above everything else in the anime genre. So this animation is top tier. The OVAs. So there are, like I said, several OVA series. So I watched 5 of them because they take place within season 1 and 2. They're side stories mainly. They just kind of expand on some of the lore. And they also kind of give more backstory to how the dynamics between all of those characters from the 104th. Because in season 1, they spend so much time focusing on Eren, Mikasa, and Armin that you kind of lose sight of why are they introducing all these other secondary characters that don't really get enough time to shine. So the OVAs do a great job of that. There are 2 episodes that are on Annie. I thought those were great, and also just like it introduced a part of this world that I didn't think they would go to. So there is like drug trafficking and shit in this world as well, which is pretty cool. There's slums inside the walls too. I liked this one. Ilsa's diary was this episode. This is the screenshot is from. This survey member, her entire squad got eaten in a expedition outside the walls, and she managed to survive. And just she's writing down everything she sees. And this Titan talks to her, oddly enough, but then is like overcome by his like Titan nature and eats her by accident. And then there's this weird mourning it does. So this was like a creepy and cool episode that focuses on Hanji Zoe a little bit more too. This is one of the best anime scores I have ever heard. Like, this is a stunning score. I have had the Attack on Titan anime soundtrack on my Spotify list, and I just put my Spotify on random most of the time, and occasionally when I'm just driving, one of the songs from this anime will come on. I'm just like, oh my god, don't speed, don't. It gets you so fucking pumped up. Like, the composer for this anime is just like top of his fucking game. He manages to do hopeful well. He manages to do despair well. He manages to hype you up and get into the action well. There's this mix of like opera, some like almost industrial electronic, and then you have some opera overtones in some of it. Then you have like more somber stuff that leans into like classical. It's a beautiful, beautiful score. And sometimes it like it's so good it sometimes just outshines the animation, which is also fucking peak. Like, honestly, this soundtrack is amazing. Admiral Teague, good morning. Thanks for popping in, bro. The OVA, when Levi saw her head, my god, the rage. I haven't watched all the OVAs. I'm watching them in order, like where they fit in. So I've only watched the first 5 right now because I know the other ones fit in with season 3 and I don't want to risk spoilers. I don't remember a lot of hopeful in this show. It's teased in there in between all of the dark shit that happens, right? So it's like hope that there's a chance for humanity to survive. There's hope that you have a purpose in this world. There's hope for friendships and the relationships that you build along the way. I think that's where I see the hope in a lot of this. Also, I feel like this hits a lot harder as you're older. Istophobos. As an engineer, I can't help but notice Titans violate the square cube law as well as being thermodynamically impossible. They would need to eat thousands of humans per day to sustain their metabolism. Maybe this will be explained in the second half of the series, but I agree with you. They're impossible in every way, like in everything they do. So I'm not in disagreement with you there. Not in disagreement. Oh, Rio, you came back. Welcome back. My favorite soundtrack is Patton. I'll have to listen to the Patton soundtrack again. I really like this score. Attack on Titan score is fucking peak. Other things I appreciate. There's a lot of relationship building that depends on building up the individual characters first, showing how they're unique, and then as a result, how they're able to form bonds with certain characters over others. So I like that it doesn't lean into romance right away, even though these are all teenagers. But again, because of the way this world is, there isn't really time to just kind of ruminate on things like romance and settling down because you don't know when you're going to die, right? And the other thing is all of these characters are meant to be fighters. They're meant to be soldiers. So you see through some of the training episodes, and even the command leader there says, like, the purpose is to break all of these people down and then mold them into soldiers. So there's no time for that kind of stuff. But even then, they're still able to appreciate each other and respect each other, in different ways. Of course, there's still some of that conflict there. And there's a great sense of camaraderie, but not in like kind of that typical military way that we see in like a lot of action movies of like the 70s, 80s, and 90s, but more in like that kind of friendly children's way, you know? So I appreciate that. I appreciate the consistency in animation. It's very easy to let animation quality slip. So I do like that they stay consistent with that. I appreciate the tone shift in season 2. So because season 1 spends so much time establishing stakes and introducing you to the characters and introducing you to the world, it needs to be sporadic with its action to keep you engaged, right? But then season 2, it just very much leans into like thriller elements, which works surprisingly well. So that's something I like. Again, there's some issue, and I think some concerns I did have. So like, particularly in the second half of season 2, like episodes 7, 8, and 9 in particular, it really feels like they were padding it out, and there were some really dumb conversations. Like the writing was just lacking in the dialogue. So like when they kidnap Eren and Reiner, Bert, Eren, and Ymir are in the forest, like hiding out from the scouts and trying to get back home, which we still don't know where that is, but we know that it's not within society. And there's an entire episode that's just them in a tree, just like, like, oh, I know this, but you don't know this. But you're not doing it in such a way that it gets your imagination thinking or stimulates you into worrying about what's to come. It's just there as filler. The Krista Ymir flashback is totally fucking useless. That's one whole episode basically in season 2. It does nothing. I actually find the entire dynamic between Krista and Ymir to be annoying as fuck. Every time Krista opens her mouth, I want to blow my fucking brains out in Minecraft. She's just squeaky. Ymir. No. I hope she gets better as a character in the following seasons, but I cannot stand her. Like, I just roll my eyes every time she's on the screen. Ymir, I have a little more leniency to because they actually build her as a character in season 2 versus Krista. But I just like the dynamic between them is just so annoying and so catty. I'm not a fan of it. Season 2 leans into a little bit too many flashback sequences for my liking, and it's to drag out the dialogue. I didn't look into kind of the production details of season 2. I don't know if this is because they had to wait 4 years between season 1 and 2. I don't know, it's because they couldn't reveal too much with the pace that the manga was coming out week by week. But it just felt like there was, as much as I appreciate some of the things that season 2 does, there were a lot of instances where I felt it was just filler. I wish they'd spent more time on Connie's village. Again, it's probably just padding for what will happen in season 3. I wanted to see more of Hanjizo and Armin putting their wits together because they kind of team up towards the end of season 2. And those are two characters that intellectually would vibe really well together. I want to know what the fuck Levi was doing for all of season 2 because he broke his ankle at the end of season 1 and we don't really see him. I wanted to see more of Erwin. Again, maybe we'll see more of him in season 3, season 4. And then the episode time. So these episodes are 25 minutes long, but they pad a lot of it. There was one episode in season 2 where the flashback sequences to the previous episode plus the intro were 4 minutes and 49 seconds long. And almost every episode in the series so far is like that, which is crazy, an insane amount of padding. There's one inconsistency I noticed. So in season 1, Armin's having this conversation with Eren. It's a flashback where he shows this forbidden book that Armin's grandfather had. And it's an encyclopedia, essentially. And it's showing deserts and Arctic stuff and all of that. And in one of the conversations, Armin says Eren, outside the walls, there's so much, we need to go in and see the world for what it is. There's deserts of snow. So I'm like, oh, okay. So these guys have never seen snow before. They don't know what snow looks like. That's kind of what's alluded to. And then in season 2, there's a whole flashback episode where they're training in the mountains and they see snow. So I'm like, which is it? Which is it? It's a stupid thing, right? I'm trying season 1. I think some of the pacing is a little off-putting. Like they spent the arc in which Eren picks up the boulder and plugs the hole in Wall Maria. I think they padded that out over too many episodes. Even though I appreciate what they were doing, I feel that they could have spent a little bit more time building, showing us the camaraderie and relationships between all of the cadets. Now, keep in mind, between the second half of season 1, or I guess where season 1 ends off versus everything that takes place over season 2, it's like 2 to 3 days. It's a very short time span. So those are just some of the things. It's funny as season 2 quite literally takes place over a weekend. There we go. After the battle with Annie and Stonehenge. Very fast. What year did the TV show start? 2013. And then it ended in 2023. Cannoli, good morning. Hope you're doing well over there in the desert. Flashbacks are my biggest hang up with the anime. Yeah, I really, especially in this first half, I don't like how much it leans into flashbacks. Like it leans really hard into them. Again, I appreciate what they end up like most of them end up doing, but it didn't have to be that way, you know? It's off-putting for the pacing for some of these episodes and story arcs as well. So I totally agree with you. Totally agree with you. Hold on. I'm trying to just catch up with the chat. I forget the chat is here sometimes and I just talk. I'll give you my arm like Erwin. Please watch. Okay, like I said, as soon as we're done with the stream, I'm starting season 3. Like I finished season 2 on Friday. And no, Thursday. I finished season 2 on Thursday. And so I decided, okay, I rewatched season 2 over Friday. I was just like, okay, I don't want to start season 3. So then I decided to just watch the OVAs over the last 2 days. So as soon as we finish here, I'm starting season 3. That's also why I haven't made the thumbnail, because like I don't want to accidentally see any spoilers for that. Dex, good morning. Good to see you. A continent of pure ice and snow snuffing it. Yeah, I guess maybe that's what they had never seen, but like the way that the line was said, or I guess in the translation of the episode that I'd watched, it made it seem like they had never seen snow before. You know what I mean? Also with the character relationships, a lot happens between them off screen, although it's strongly implied in screen. Isayama stated his biggest regret was not showing their closeness. And I feel like the OVAs take advantage of this as a result, which is why I do appreciate them a lot. But I'm glad that he recognized that. I like that. I've just had to reboot my whole PC. Oh my God, what happened? What happened? All right, so those are some concerns I have. My theories going into season 3 and 4. Again, I have avoided all spoilers. I don't know how this show ends. I don't know who dies past season 2, who lives. The only thing I remember is Zeke Yeager is this Beast Titan, because I read that at least that far into the manga. That's all I know going in. So, like, we are completely virgin going into this territory, okay? So some of the theories I have for season 3 or season 4, based off of what we've been exposed to. The Titans are human experiments gone wrong. I guess like season 2 does kind of confirm that. But more so that there is some sort of force outside of the walls that has been doing some human experimentation. Throughout season 1 and 2, there's a lot of biblical references. They're really subtle. Like they're just in the background. You see it with the one priest character the most, who shows up in a few episodes. And the end credits for season 2 all have these kind of Roman textile kind of images and backgrounds. So my thinking was that maybe this is some sort of like Nephilim experiment, or maybe they discovered the Nephilim, which were like giant beings that roamed the earth at one point. And excuse me, because the setting is all kind of like 1920s, 1930s, my thinking was if this takes place in the real world, not a fantasy world, then maybe this was a lot of these people have Germanic names. So I think this takes place in Germany. Someone told me it's Germany, France, though. But Maybe these are Schnazi experiments gone wrong, because the Schnazis did like to experiment on humans quite a bit, especially when it came to religious stuff. My theory also is that outside of the walls, so we have the 3 walls, right? Then there's the outside, and then hundreds of miles away from that outside, maybe this is like an island or a sectioned off piece of land, and there's actually like military people like watching all of this land with like, I don't know, like electric fences or like cannons or something like that. And Grisha is in on it. He knows about it, but he chooses to live a life within the walls. I don't know. That's where I'm at. That's all the theories I have going into seasons 3 and seasons 4. Shield wall, good mortal. Ohio. They do reference God more than a handful of times. Yeah, I'm just like reference like visual and yeah, but you know what I mean? It's not used heavily, but it's like it's enough that like I take notice of it. Shashi. Ohio. I hope you have a great Sunday. You won't be streaming today, sadly, but it is what it is. You're close, but there are a few caveats. Oh. All right. So those are my theories going to season 3 and 4. Now there is an American adaptation that was announced. So Deadline Hollywood reported on January 7th, 2017 that Warner Brothers was in negotiations to secure the film rights to the Attack on Titan franchise. Harry Potter and the Fantastic Beasts is Where to Find Them producer David Heyman would be on board to produce a proposed 2-film project that would remake the 2015 Japanese live-action film. A day later, however, Kodansha representative said there were no negotiations with Warner Bros. However, on October 29th, 2018, it was revealed that Warner Brothers and Kodansha finalized a deal to produce a live-action adaptation, with Andy Muschietti signing on to direct the film. Haven't seen any news about this since. Boo. Rick Costa's here. Good morning, Rick. I hope you're doing well. I'm going to see Captain America today. I won't say anything, but I am working on a review for it. That's all I'm going to say. So yeah, I don't think America should make an if it does make it a show, but even a show I don't have a lot of faith in. Finally, how would I rate seasons 1 to 2? All right. I would rate season 1 a solid 9.5 Eren's mom being eaten apart out of 10. Great character work, great animation, great soundtrack, great action sequences, phenomenal world building. The dialogue is incredibly strong too in the first season. Again, the 0.5 is really that mild pacing that I have issue with, and even then, it's not detrimental, I feel, to the series. Season 2, I think I'd rank about an 8 out of 10. That especially because it's 12 episodes, and I feel like they lean way too much into flashbacks and padding out dialogue and dumb dialogue. And that's what really brings down season 2, even though I like where it starts. I really like where it starts. And I really like where it ends. They just fumble that middle a little bit. But it's still very good. It still does what it needs to do, and it's clearly just teasing things to come. So solid 8, I would say. We'll say 8 out of 10 Ken doll groins, because all Titans have no genitalia. Yeah. That's where I'd rate season 1 and 2. So we'll see what happens with season 3. We'll see what happens. 10 Annie Perfect boobs out of 10. She's a child, man. Chill out. Chill out. All right. Now, because we met our super chat goal, I've got some text to read. I don't know if you guys were aware, because I've casually been on Twitter. There was Ashley Sinclair, who is a thanks guys for retweeting out the stream and everything. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Hold on, because I sent all of this to Sassy because I thought she was going to have a stream today, but she didn't have a stream today. Okay, so I'm gonna I think Savvy had a good hold on. Where's the original tweet? There we go, this one. Okay. Or is it this one? There we go. There we go. Okay. So let me share my screen with you guys. My throat's very dry. All right. So Ashley Sinclair, she's one of those quote unquote conservative influencers. And we all know what that means when a woman labels herself as a conservative influencer. It means that she stopped believing in a few lefty things, decided to go to the other side to make money, and continue doing woman things. And on Valentine's Day, there was this whole shebang that erupted, right? Where she made this tweet. 5 months ago, I welcomed a new baby into the world. Elon Musk is the father. I have not previously disclosed this to protect our child's privacy and safety, but in recent days it has become clear that tabloid media intends to do so regardless of the harm it will cause. I intend to allow our child to grow in a normal and safe environment. For that reason, I ask the media to honor our child's privacy and refrain from invasive reporting. Apparently, this bitch has a child with Elon. No surprise there. Look at all this congratulations shit. Oh my goodness. Sometimes I agree with what some of these people say, but overall, like this is just an issue I have with like quite a few content creator personalities. It's like a dedication to a cause, not to your own beliefs. So you'll run with things because other people believe in them and they're all dedicated to the same beliefs. But you aren't afraid to kind of break away. So like all of these people just feel like parrots most of the time. I think Lila Rose might be the most outspoken, but she's kind of a dumbass. Just on some of the takes she has. I just want a husband, 2 kids, and a small farm already. This was not an invitation for marriage requests. Please stop. Who is proposing to a single mom who let a dude with a box chest nut in her randomly? Who? I'm not sure how a tweet talking about my desire for a traditional family life and values makes me a thought or attention seeker, but the internet gets dumber every day. Bite me. So she's deleted a lot of these tweets, by the way. That's some of those are post ones, but hold on. So in 2023, stopping birth control and Adderall was one of the best things I ever did for my mental health. And so many Americans on pharmaceutical cocktails and then wondering why they feel out of their minds. Elon Musk, for sure. If the timeline is right, within a month, Elon Musk fucking nutted in this bitch. 9 months later, she had a baby. And that baby is now 5 months old. Isn't that crazy? Ashley Sinclair is also like one of those people that got propped up with Twitter in terms of like the revenue and spread, which is crazy. I don't know how. Again, the signs were all there that Elon Musk is a twat. Really was all there. Hashtag Elongate. Let's get her on Maury Povich. You are not the father. She wanted a farm, but spread them legs like cream cheese for any swinging D with more than 10K in the bank. I think I did read on Twitter somewhere that this might be her Elon's 13th kid. Bryce, good morning. I wonder what batshit name they will call this one. Well, we got Elongate so far, so we'll see what happens. So Ashley Sinclair is part of Elon's Harpy harem. Yep. That Tiffany Fong chick too, that was part of the whole like Twitter gate thing, because she gets propped up. I wonder if she's next. Maybe she's got a half Asian baby festering in her in her womb. Elon wanted a taste of the Orient. Doesn't Musk have about 30 or yeah, he's got a lot of kids with different women. A lot of different kids. Where is Kylo? Is he safe? Is it yeah, there's no cat meowing for a second week in a row. Neither of them are here. I did post a picture of Kylo on Twitter this morning because he was being super cute. But he's fine. The full moon happened a couple days ago, and they've both been acting kind of crazy. Like he's been very more talkative than normal. Just interesting, yeah. Elon had sex. What a piece of shit. I think it's just more like what people seem to think Elon stands for, which he doesn't stand for. And I it's like it's one of those things where like you really need to don't judge a person by what they hold on, not judge a person, but like understand a person by what they say and do, not with what they align with. You know what I mean? Like each person is an individual. So I know a lot of people threw Elon in kind of cahoots with, he's for free speech and he's on the conservative side and whatnot. But there are a lot of signs that he's just a businessman. He's just and he will go where the money is. Hashtag Kylo check. Maybe I'll add some little cat emojis. Like for anything. Flosher, thank you so much for the $5. Best Twitter take. Lauren Southern watched her fellow conservative Eho sleep with Elon while she slept with Destiny. I saw this and this was amazing. It's right. How long is it getting this? Lauren Southern she's got a I can't say that on YouTube. That'll get me banned. But she's got a mixed race child with a person that comes from an ethnic region that likes to throw cow shit at people. Just saying. Thank you so much for that super chat. Oh, I forgot. I put a clip in here. Okay, I put a The line just gets me. Oh, the line gets me. The line gets me. Yeah. So let me just go back to stop sharing. Let's share this again. How do I share? A week of not sleeping well is really doing me in this morning. Milo tweeted this. Okay, I know that people have their qualms with Milo Yiannopoulos. He's like the best fag on the internet. Like no lie, I really enjoy his content. I don't think he says the right things all the time and he doesn't have the right perspectives, but I basically just see him as like a meme lord at this point and I love him for it. I did buy his book actually back in like 2015 or 2016 when it came out. It's not a bad read. Ashley Sinclair was a notorious slattern at the University of Colorado in Colorado Springs between 2016 and 2018. Obviously, she was a slut and slept around with all of the frat guys. This was a thing that went around with Lauren Southern as well. She slept around with a lot of influencers before she got married. Dated one of my frat brothers and things went south and she assaulted him and would constantly spam his phone with texts and calls once he decided he was done with her. I heard some of the voicemails and she sounded like a total... Again, you take this all with a grain of salt, right? And obviously, fuck Nick Fuentes. I bought this. The Nick Fuentes beef between him, between Milo and Nick is quite funny. Quite funny. So there's that. And then, so she says she wants the privacy of her child. This is what she looks like, by the way. I can't remember what the podcast is. Spoon and I remember we watched it on a stream a few months ago. This woman is an idiot. She's just like, she tries to come across as she is very smart and very intellectual, but it's all just a lot of word vomit, using a lot of phrases that people aligned generally with her would also believe in. Right? Slatter is an old-fashioned underused term. I like it too, man. I like it too. When you're the richest man in the world, you can afford all the child support. Yeah, that's true. Justice for giggles. What? Best place on the internet? Did the little platoon die all of a sudden? Okay, let's just briefly, we'll go over this article and then we will close out this morning. I think I need to stop sharing this one and share this one. Oh my God. Continue without supporting us. Fuck you. Okay. Ashley Sinclair, influencer who claims to have had Musk's 13th child, reveals a life of secrecy after a whirlwind romance with down-to-earth billionaire. Okay. The conservative influencer who claims to have given birth to Elon Musk's 13th child revealed to the Post how she was driven to lead a life of secrecy after a whirlwind romance with the billionaire ex-owner. In an exclusive sit-down from her glitzy Manhattan pad Saturday, her tweets were on Friday the 14th, by the way, where she was asking for privacy. Sinclair, 26, described the 53-year-old Tesla and SpaceX model as funny and down to earth, but claimed that all he wanted was to keep their baby a secret for everyone's safety. This is a conservative woman wearing fucking lingerie as an outfit. Quote unquote conservative. My child is the most perfect thing that happened to me. I wouldn't change anything, gushed Sinclair, 26. Sinclair broke the internet on Friday when she posted on X that she gave birth to Musk's baby 5 months ago, a revelation she said she was forced to make due to prying tabloid reporters. Why were they prying? I'm sure it has nothing to do with the fact that you seem to be using everything you can to stay relevant again, because you dropped completely out of the cultural zeitgeist over the last year. Completely. Musk has not yet acknowledged the allegations, and his reps did not respond to multiple requests for comment by the Post. He has made numerous unrelated posts on X since his alleged lover made the announcement, however. Musk was very funny. He was smart. He was very down to earth. It started with X interactions, and he slid into my DMs. I think it was a meme, she recalled. At the time, she didn't particularly have much interest in Elon other than his acquisition of Twitter. She first became aware of the billionaire thanks to her gay best friend, who frequently asked her to watch videos of Musk's SpaceX rocket launchers. At one point, he said, Are you ever in San Francisco or Austin? And I said, I am in Austin, Texas, a good amount for work. There's a pregnancy photo. Bitches be crazy, man. Some of these women are too dumb to be conservatives. They're just, it's just going where the money is, right? Candace Owens is a great example. I know that there are people that like her, and sometimes, she says some interesting things. But that's a woman that woman, she clout chased fame, and she married really quick into billionaire royalty, and she secured that marriage by having 3 kids back to back. Like, seriously back to back. There were no breaks between those pregnancies. You tell her, Vex. For everyone's safety, is the baby some sort of kaiju? I have no idea. If it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's a gold-digging whore. What? Hold on, what? Yeah, she lost me a down to earth. Yep. She's young enough to be his 14th child. You're right. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. This is like wilding all over Twitter right now, which is pretty funny. There's like archives of screenshots and tweets and stuff that you can find. Madam Savvy, if you guys know her on Twitter, she's got a great compilation of stuff right now. I also think she's just a great person in general. So yeah. I wonder whose news will break next week. I wonder. Okay, so wrapping up. So next Sunday's show, Attack on Titan seasons 3 to 4, we're going to be breaking down. Yes, we are going to revisit the flowchart. I'm going to add to the flowchart. We'll definitely spend less time, I hope, on that. Good. Oh, hold on. Oh, wrong one. Proctofile. Good morning. Good to see you, bud. I was worried I slept through the stream. Nah, you're just in time. You're just in time. Yeah, see? She is great. She was great. And I've already been cursed with nasty knowledge. Sorry, man. Sorry. In terms of upcoming content, so yeah, I did see Captain America 4. I know it's the Nosferatu video. It's just like, I don't know what to do with it right now. I was hoping to get it out by the end of this month. It's 13 pages of notes, and every time I look at it, I get fucking anxiety because I just don't know. So I need to kind of start fresh with it. It's going to be my baby. So you got to, just like Ashley Sinclair got pregnant, I am pregnant with a Nosferatu video baby, and it needs to gestate for a little longer. So it'll come eventually because I want to make it. But yeah, I did see Captain America 4, and I had enough thoughts that I do feel inspired to make a video. So I'm hoping to maybe get a video out this week. I did not sleep very well again last night, so I doubt I am going to work on it today. So if it does drop, it'll probably happen before next week's stream. So you can look forward to that. I'm also just feeling like a bit of a return to form. Back to like some of those earlier videos I made, playing around with that again. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. I'm debating rebooting my gaming channel. Like I've been thinking about this for a couple months, and I have, now that one of my contracts is up and I have some time, kind of thinking about dabbling with it again. I don't know. I liked the format I had there because I just feel like a lot of gaming news is just reactionary instead of being factual. And what I had tried to be is like be more factual. You make the decision on what you want to believe. And then I just kind of throw in my opinion here and there. So I don't know. If you guys, I don't know, let me know in the comments. Let me know in the chat if that's something you would like to see me revisit or not. But yeah, definitely another video I'm working on. Vex, you just wait until 2039 Nosferatu remake and revisit that. No, I'm kind of just like going with the flow a little bit. I'm just like making videos on things that I like, instead of going with what's just popular. It's slowed down my growth a lot, but like I'm having more fun with it as a result. Nope, he voted for that cackling psych. What? What are you guys talking about? Will you play Star Wars Outlaws or Gollum? I have no interest in either of those, so I'm not going to bother. I did finally get to start playing Stalker 2. Because again, I fucking had time to play it, to sit down and play a game. So I did start Stalker 2, and I'm quite enjoying it so far. I'm trying to think. I do want to play Avowed. I know a lot of people seem to think it's going to be woke garbage or whatever. Maybe it will, maybe it won't, but I'm interested. I very much do like the world design. I miss seeing open worlds that were colorful and didn't depend solely on being realistic to sell its open world elements. So visually, I kind of like what Avowed is doing, and I'm willing to give it a try. I'm also very excited for was it Clair Obscure Expedition 33, which I think drops in, it's not end of March, I think it's April. So I'm pumped for that and would like to play that. There's one more game that's coming out soon. I can't remember the name of it. My bad. I can't remember the name of it, but Vex's opinion usually ends with a fuck you, but I try to be a little more eloquent before that. I'm down for more stuff on video games. Okay. Thinking about it. We'll see what happens. Word to the wise, never suggest anything Star Wars. I fucking hate Star Wars. I think Star Wars is dumb, and it's for the bad kind of homosexuals. Maybe I'll add like some super chat tiers to this thing one day, and if you guys paid me enough, I'll review the first 2 Star Wars trilogies. There you go. So episodes 1 through 6. I'm iffy on Avowed. Pillars of Eternity. The setting it's the part of was both good and interesting. Fuck, what else? There's another game that's coming out. Okay, video games coming out 2025. I know there's something coming out in March or April that I'm missing. No, that's January. Whoops, I want to go to March. Okay. Age of Mythology. Don't really care about. Let's see. Atom Fall. There we go. Atom Fall comes out March 27th. That looks like a cool blend of like Fallout and Far Cry with like Oblivion overtones. I know, I'm pretty hyped for Atom Fall. I hope it's good. So yeah, Atom Fall comes out in March, and then where is Clair Obscure? That's April 24th. Okay, I have a month to play it then. I have a month to play it. Maybe I'll stream it. Who knows? I have a gaming channel. I just don't know what to do with it. Not a fan of sci-fi at all, or just Star Wars? No, I'm fine with sci-fi. It's not a go-to genre, but I have nothing against it. I just don't like Star Wars. I think it's dumb. Assassin's Creed. I'm not an Assassin's Creed fan. I played Black Flag. I really liked that game. I know a couple people have recommended, like, I played the original like trilogy and Odyssey, but I just can't get into it. And I like, it's not worth the investment for me to spend time on things I'm not interested in. I do the same with movies. Like, yeah, Captain America 4 was bad, but I was interested in seeing it regardless. You know what I mean? So I've always tried to make videos on things that I have some sort of interest in. That's all. Even when I had the gaming channel, that's what I did. Vex, if you're willing to subject yourself to it, there are actually good Star Wars stories. Knights of the Old. Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things of Knights of the Old Republic. I've never played a Star Wars game, so I don't know. Actually no, that's a lie. I did play Star Wars Battlefront, the first one, because my boyfriend at the time liked it. So there you go. Fair, I'll be playing Shadows. Yeah, I'm no interest in that. And also, like, in Canada, after taxes, a new release game is over $100. So it's not, and like, it doesn't matter if it's digital or physical. So I don't want, it's like 132 after taxes. That's not worth it to me. Not worth it to me. Kata, good morning. Canadian Forehead. That's a new one. Yeah, I did see. I went and saw Captain America 4 yesterday in the theater. Yeah, that's why I'm hoping to get a video review out, because like there's a lot that I have to say about that, and it's not that it was bad in like that weird the political things that Marvel has been doing lately. It was bad in if you guys remember Captain Marvel, right? As much as Captain Marvel had all of those feminazi tones, it's still like it tried to have some semblance of a plot and stakes and characters. And Captain America 4 feels like a carbon copy of whatever the creative process was for that movie, but they've replaced all the feminine stuff with like, I'm black now. And it's weird because it doesn't mesh well with who Sam Wilson was introduced to be in the films originally. It doesn't mesh well with the ideas and values that Captain America as a symbol stood for in the films. I'm just and it's all over the place. Like, it doesn't know what film it's trying to be or what themes or messages it's trying to convey. It seems to flip back and forth so much between several ideas. And you see a weird Bucky cameo in there. Sorry, spoilers, I guess. There's a Bucky cameo in there. There's this weird little Jewish girl that looks like that elf thing from that one Star Wars show, Andor, I think it was. Or who's that little elf looking dude from Star Wars? Not Obi-Wan, the white dude. I don't know. She looks like that. Kind of gross. And then there's a Liv Tyler cameo, which I'm pretty sure is just all AI. Pretty sure it's all AI. Aw, Lamented, thank you so much for the $9.99. Pear flying in the air with a red cape and a smile on his face. I like pears. Thank you. Thank you. KOTOR was probably the best Star Wars game than its OG Battlefront 2. Do I have to know Star Wars lore to play Knights of the Old Republic? That's my only thing, right? There was a Captain America game that dropped like with the first movie or something that I really want to play. So I was looking at how much like a disc copy of it would be because it was on like the 360 generation, right? Them bitches are like $135 used, which is crazy. Crazy. Oh no. Okay. Is that Knights of the Old Republic remake still on the table? I know that's been going through like development hell. Don't forget the tiny woman USS agent that couldn't cover the yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The little Israeli defense woman who is a former widow. Vex. Okay, no, you don't. No, it will teach you all the lore you need to know. Okay, noted. So yeah, that's what's coming up. Yeah, I'm still taking a break from guesting on other people's streams. I will be making my comeback to MMM on March 10th because we're doing the 9th Gate, and that's one of my favorite movies. So I'm making my comeback then. I'll be back on animation reviews with Gooch that week too because I think they're going to be starting Invincible season 3 by that time. And then we'll see what happens from there. 8750 on 30. Yeah, I'm enjoying taking a break from like seriously. Oh my goodness, my life is so much better. Like as much as I love streaming, and I love so many of the people that I've been like blessed to meet. Some of which have become like best friends to me now at this point. And I love like hanging and chatting, but man, I was maintaining like 4 to 5 streams on top of 2 jobs for 2.5 years, almost every week. It takes a fucking toll. So I have been able to kind of take some time and do things that I need to sort my own life out, indulge my hobbies again, which is a really nice thing. Also been able to play video games again without having to worry about time constraints. So it's been nice. I'm enjoying it, but I do miss it. I do miss, miss you on Primal. Yeah, I do. I'm kind of sad that I won't be there for the end of Primal Season 2, but when Primal Season 3 goes, I love that animation block on Gooch's channel. I really do. Ouch, Vex. I'm sorry. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Vex, did you ever play Fallout New Vegas? Chris Avalon wrote Knights of the Old Republic 2, same as New Vegas. I started New Vegas. I've had the disc for like 2 decades at this point, right? Since it came out. I started it after the Fallout show came out because I was really interested, and people said like, oh, if you're going to start a Fallout game, just start there. The thing is though, like, especially with open world games, it's just a lot harder for me to get into them solidly. So sometimes I need to take my time, and especially when I have so many other things going on, it's hard for me to want to invest the time, and not have to worry about so many other things in the back of my mind. So I'll get to it. I'm talking about the black woman that seemed to be both head agent, chief of staff. Oh, yes. Yeah, I didn't get that either. Man. It's weird. Take care of yourself first. Yeah, getting burned. It does suck. That's the other thing. I feel like the quality of my pre-recorded videos were struggling as a result too. So it's okay. We're doing good. I've officially completed a month of yoga and Pilates. Bro, don't sleep on Pilates, by the way. It's not a high calorie burn, but holy fuck will it target your core muscles. And like I've never had a flat stomach, unfortunately. I'm still aiming to get one, but like I actually see like definition a month after doing a 10-minute routine in the morning. And also yoga's been great. It's been actually really phenomenal for all of my joints. And it wasn't that I wasn't flexible before, but I'm definitely more flexible now. both the worst characters are women. What did Disney mean by this? I know. I know. I wish I took beginning pictures because I started a brand new health journey. So I've always been active, but because I have so many other health issues, like weight has always been a trouble for me, right? So I'm just like I'm already a bigger girl naturally, but I have like been able to successfully lose weight. It's just health things happened, right? So I did start like a new like I completely revolutionized my entire lifestyle in mid-December of 2023, and I managed to keep most of that going. I think I fumbled throughout November and December 2024 because I was stressed and sick and all of that stuff, and that threw me through a loop. But because it's such a struggle for me to lose weight, over the course of 2024, I lost just over 20 pounds of fat, and I gained 13.1 pounds of muscle. I healed a lot of my stomach. My hair is regrowing back as well. So my nails are doing better. My skin is doing better. So I'm just like, I'm finding things that work for me. So now to just try like jumpstart things, I'm trying out different routines to just kind of see what works best for me. Yeah. Yoga stream in the works, Vex. I offered this to the ladies. Because like a big part, like I was raised in a Hindu household, so I went to temple every weekend and prayed and stuff like that. But there's a lot of meditation involved in that. So I offered to do guided breathing and meditation for some of the ladies on a stream. And just never panned out. So maybe. Yeah, I don't know I have a hormone imbalance. I don't know what's been going on, but like my face and my fingers have been bloating and like retaining water, even though I'm losing weight. And I know it's not just a dehyd because I drink a lot of water. And I know it's not a diet thing because I'm not over intaking salt. So I'm trying to figure out how to balance my hormones a little bit better to get rid of that like face bloating. So I'm so self-conscious to be on camera as well now. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Can confirm yoga's way harder than lifting weights. Yeah, I feel like it's just like, because yoga involves so many more moving parts than lifting weights does, and they both have, I feel like, honestly, yoga's life-changing. Like, it's not just the mental thing, but, like, my body feels a lot more resilient between lifting sessions now as well. And it definitely helps with the soreness and the repair, so I love people. Yeah, I've always been very active throughout my dad was a marathon runner, he was in the military as well. He's 70. Well, he was born in 1948. Holy, but my dad's 77 this year. Holy shit. He's 77. Up until he had his heart attack 2 years ago, he went to the gym 5 to 6 days a week. Now it's like 3 to 4 days a week. He's had both of his knees replaced. He's had a shoulder replaced because he also used to play college rugby. And I always saw him like lifting weights and stuff when I was a kid. So he, because of him, like I've maintained like being regularly active. But it's just finding what works for me, which has been a struggle. How did you find out you have a hormone imbalance? Oh my god. Okay, so we're here, right? This is where the stream is going. Okay. So I did my second degree and I graduated in 2019. And I was trying to find work, so I moved back home. And my parents decided to move into the country, so I moved with them. So they live in an old farmhouse. And that farmhouse, it turned out, had a severe black mold infestation in part of the foundation. So, and we didn't find out till 3 years in, and the COVID happened, and I was in lockdown. So one of the side effects of mold exposure is that it can actually block a lot of your liver functions. And I already had a predisposition to liver issues. Diabetes runs in my family as well. And what was the other thing? There was a good chance that not a good chance. I have oh Oh my god, what is it called? It's with the liver. Fuck, what is it called? Liver imbalance. Hormones. Oh my god, I always forget the name of this. Hold on, maybe if I look up PCOS symptoms, it'll show me. Hold on. Liver. I do have non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. I did develop that after keto, unfortunately. Hold on. Liver disease that causes skin discoloration, because I have that symptom. Not jaundice. No, that's not it. Fuck, I can't remember what it's called. It's not cirrhosis either. Anyways, it was a liver thing. It's like some women with PCOS have it. And I did like some blood trials as well. So it was like a mixture of symptoms and blood work. And I have high levels of estrogen and I have extremely high levels of testosterone. And my progesterone is really low, and it doesn't fluctuate much depending, because women's have cycles, right? So it doesn't fluctuate much between where I am as well. Damn, keto fucked you up? Yeah. So I lost a lot of weight on keto. It took away my pre-diabetic diagnosis as well. But it because of all the fat and because I'm predisposed to liver issues, all the fat in the diet, it did not process well. So post keto, I developed non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, and I'm kind of at the point between I've learned between, you know, blood tests and whatnot, that I'm on the verge of liver cirrhosis. So part of a big lifestyle change I did last year was really getting rid of heavy fats in my diets, just keeping the core ones. So like I get the healthy fats from like my eggs, like omegas, fish I'll eat. I cook stuff with olive oil, but I try to avoid like cheese and all of that stuff because I'm trying to heal my liver at the same time. Fuck, what is that liver issue, man? Skin discoloration, neck, underarms. Causes insulin resistance. There we go. I have insulin resistance. So that also causes a lot of hormone issues and weight gain issues. So yeah, there's that. And then the exposure to mold didn't help. And I'm still kind of detoxing a lot of that stuff from my system. But over the last year, I thankfully did see a lot of good turnaround and progress. I tried drinking raw milk for about 2 weeks. I'm lactose intolerant. And I heard that like, oh, if you drink like the organic or whole milk, it's better for people. And I still was having some of the symptoms. So I removed it. But aside from the uncomfortable shits, I noticed that it didn't like bloat me or anything afterwards. So yeah, I know cheese is good, man, but I put some I use goat cheese. How about that? I sprinkle about a tablespoon of goat cheese on a salad. Being brown isn't an illness. Yeah, so that's how I found out I have a hormone imbalance. So like I've been seeing a naturopath for various reasons since I was like 18 or 19. And so we're working through the issues, but yeah. How often do you do yoga? I started strength training in 2024, and I think I should do it to help with joint and to avoid injury. Oh, I do yoga every morning. So as soon as I roll out of bed, I do yoga. I do a 10 to 15 minute yoga regime. And then after that, I do a 10-minute Pilates regime, like as a soft Pilates regime. That's how I start my day. I've built that habit over the last 30 days. The days that I do miss it are usually Saturdays because I work early Saturday mornings, and I usually just like wake up with just enough time to like get ready and everything. And so I miss it. But like I'll try to do it when I get home before bed. in terms of strength, I think I've lifted weights for like almost all of my 20s and stuff. I think like, I mean, my most significant phase of not working out happened when I was in my rave phase and I was doing a lot of drugs and I was still a smoker and all that stuff. So I wasn't exercising as much. I mean, dancing counts as cardio though, right? It is great for your joints though. And it does avoid a lot of issues as you get older. I've read, and I do feel a difference as well. Like there's like, it's just like a lot of fat that I never thought I would lose that I did lose over the last, year, which is cool. Like I am really proud of that. I went to the doctors the other day. I have low folic acid, high cholesterol, and I'm pre-diabetic. So yay, you put me. I've been desperately trying to avoid going on any sort of pharmaceuticals. I'm very much a huge proponent of healing yourself naturally. Just because I've had so many bad reactions to medications over the past. So I've had bad reactions to flu shots. I had mental health issues and I was on antidepressants for a good chunk of my teens and adult life. I had a lot of bad symptoms for that. Aspirin makes me vomit. Like, I can't take anything. And then just like a lot, I have like weird, there's like steroids and stuff and other like prescription stuff I've had really bad reactions to in my stomach. So I just try to avoid any sort of dry, like I went to an endocrinologist 2 years ago and he wanted to put me on Ozempic and I was like, I don't want to go on Ozempic. I've seen what that can do to your gut and I already have gut issues. I don't want to go on Ozempic. So instead, I just go really fucking strict. I hope you're having fun at the gym, Kata. I like seeing your gym inspo pics on Twitter. I like seeing people go to gym and working on their fitness. How do you do yoga in the morning? I don't know, man. The way I see it, just with the way I am, if I don't do it when I'm thinking about it, I won't do it at all. So if I can just get over the hump of starting to do it, then I'll do it. You know what I mean? Just do it. I'm a vitamin, mineral, herbal guy all the way. There you go. Yeah, like even when I get really sick, I don't take antibiotics because again, I have GERD in my stomach. I had holes in my stomach lining throughout my teens and 20s, so that made a lot of eating hard. I was vomiting sometimes 2 to 3 times a day. I was in the emergency room more times than I can count because I would start vomiting up blood in some instances. I had torn my esophagus twice during that period in my life. I healed most of my stomach now in natural ways. But I also have Crohn's, celiac, they're one and the same. So I have a lot of food intolerances. So I am extremely careful with everything I put in my body. I think like even like my exceptions really are on occasion I'll go and get a latte, but like I won't do like it's like I really like vanilla bean lattes, but I'll just get like half sweet. I can't go full sweet. It's too sweet for me. Vex is a cat. Spoilers, maybe. Oof, GERD sucks. Yep, there you go. So even the way I sleep, I had to change the way I sleep because of that. So like, yeah, I'm very careful with what I eat. And I do all of this, like I keep up with studies on like what foods are being proven to do this, like what kind of new vitamin or herbal regimes are helping with this and yada, yada, yada. So I'm like, my biggest struggle right now is that I have gotten to a point where I am not hungry enough. So I am in a calorie deficit that is counterproductive now. I'm eating like 1,200 to 1,500 calories a day right now because I'm not hungry enough. So I'm trying to push myself to just eat because I need to just meet. I need to meet like at least an 1,800 calories a day to maintain everything. So, that's a current issue I'm having that's been going on for about 2 months. God throwed medical issues. Like, what's this good? Dude, this is why it's really hard for me to get upset about things. I've had so much shit happen to me in my life, not just health-wise, but in general. It puts a lot of things into perspective and it changes how you choose to respond to things. So it's like I may make hyperbolic statements like for funsies on Twitter sometimes, but it's not something that I think about day in and day out. It's just something I toss out there and I let it do its thing. That's about it, you know? Yeah, you may need to reverse your diet to increase. Yeah, see, this is so I've found I found all the foods that work with me. It's just a matter I need to eat more. I'm not eating enough, and I know that eating too low, then that can actually make you put on weight, and I have noticed that I have put on some weight because of that. GERD is horrible, but Crohn's is horrible. I wish, yeah. Again, I've managed to, with knowing what triggers me and how to find like comfort and whatnot, I'm fine. Like, it's not like sometimes I'll talk to friends and they'll be like, "How the fuck do you live?" I'm like, "I'm fine, man." Like, honestly, I'm really happy. Really happy. It's quite fun to be it is fun. It is fun to be facetious. I really just have fun on the internet. Like when you see me on streams, like this is me being like down to earth, but like when I'm on the internet, I'm just having fun, man. I'm just having fun. Building relationships along the way. If you can't laugh at it or roll with it, it'll kill you, Vex. Obsessing about woe is me is, yeah, there you go. And I see a lot of people that like I've known since like high school and stuff, like they get because they didn't do the work to break out of that mentality when they were younger. I see how they struggle with just little things as they're older, and I'm really glad that I had the time and the support and the resources to find that in myself, if that makes sense. So when I do get bothered, like it surprises people when I get bothered. There you go. I don't know, life's too short for a lot of things, but like I say that, but then like I'm also the kind of bitch that is now I'm gonna be 34 this year, and I'm still paranoid about the way I look. That's a habit I really do need to break. Bye, Kylo. Bye, Chad, and bye, Brown Person. Bye, joke of all butts. I'll see you later. I lost 90 pounds since November 2023. Wow, congratulations. By mostly walking and watching my diet, trying to build muscles for 8 months too. That's amazing, dude. That's seriously amazing. People ask me how I can live without cheese, lactose intolerant, and I'm okay with it. Sometimes I'll eat pizza, but I'll pay. There you go. So like, I found out I was I was carbohydrate intolerant basically over the last year. So I'd try to eat things like rice or like gluten-free bread on a sandwich or something. And it would like my stomach would immediately react. I'd be and I'd pay for it for the next sometimes day, sometimes 3 days. And if I chose to splurge, like say I chose to go and eat pizza, I'd feel it for 2 to 3 days. Like it's just my joints would starting to get achy, and I feel like parts of my body almost swell up. So like it's just not worth it for me to indulge anymore. Like, yeah, in the moment it's great, but I just don't feel like paying for it for so many days afterwards, you know? Hey Vex, I know you like baking stuff. Do you bake regular bread? So I'm just starting now to introduce some complex carbohydrates back into my diet. So I've introduced oats, rolled oats into my diet again. The raw, I don't get like the pre-packaged stuff, and brown rice. I find I can't have 2 meals a day where I have both. I can only eat it one or the other once a day, and I won't have a bad reaction to it. Cassava is another thing. Cassava flour and cassava root. So like if I have a hankering for pasta, I'll use cassava noodles because I don't get any reaction with those. So then when it comes to like baking stuff, I don't bake as much because like it's like rice flours and potato flours, and I can't do those anymore. It's not worth the payoff afterwards, even as a treat. So it's I just don't I know, I listen to my body. It feels like an underrated thing that people do. Like just listen to your body. You'd be surprised at how much it will tell you. Kay Roberts. Good morning. Oh, it's good. Holy shit. It's almost 1 o'clock. I've been streaming for almost 3 hours. Fucking Christ. I look at it and just think pain now. Wait, look at what? Good afternoon. Okay. Let's wrap this up, guys. We've been here. Yeah, see, we've been here. Google blood group diet. Your blood dictates. Oh, okay. Fun fact. So I did this genetic testing several years ago. It's like a 70-page report I did. But essentially I did a test, and it's just like based on my ethnic and genetic makeup, here is the type of lifestyle that would be good for me. And it was like down to vitamin regimen, down to diet, down to exercise kind of deal, right? The diet thing didn't work out very well because of all the stomach issues. So like because I'm Sri Lankan, I should be okay with things like lentils, like rice. That shouldn't be a problem. But I can't consume any of those. I can't do beans either. Um like red meat I can't do, pork I can't do. I'm introducing red meat through venison. I can stomach venison really well, and same with elk. Vex Electronica, just don't take Aiden's approach to cooking. The woman still doesn't wash her damn hands, even among the lul. What is Aiden's approach to cooking? Oh, processed cheese. Oh god, processed cheese is disgusting, but low key, I fucking love slapping a piece of like American cheese on a burger. Shit's delicious. Istophobos. Oh no, Steven Ransom. There we go. Listening to your body is an important exercise. It does speak loudly, especially when you're hungry. Yep. High protein has been great for keeping me full. Lean meats, vegetables. Yeah. So like my diet basically, so I'll have half a cup of oatmeal is what I've been incorporating to replace my breakfast now. I'll do half a cup of oatmeal, and I'll put some berries or peaches. Peaches were on sale this week, so I put peaches in it. So one peach cut up, put some cinnamon, some nutmeg, no sugar, no sweetener or anything. And then I will mix in a half cup of Greek yogurt with that. And then for lunch, which I've been skipping, but I'm trying not to skip, it's usually whatever protein I have in the fridge or was on sale. So it's usually like chicken, turkey, or some sort of fish, and then vegetables. Usually I'll try to throw in some sweet potato in there, just a little bit to get the carb. I get all my carbs early in the day. And then dinner, I just get a giant bowl and I throw a bunch of shit in it, is what I usually do these days. So I just take lettuce. I'll put like 150 grams of lettuce in a bowl, put a third of a cucumber in, dice up some mushrooms. I've been putting strawberries in, then a sprinkle of goat cheese, and then I might top that with like chicken breast. That's about it. For lunch, sometimes I'll just go carb heavy. So I'll have some of that cassava pasta, and I'll cook up some ground meat, put in some mushrooms or something, or some kale. Kale's one I really like. So protein powder has been an uphill battle for me because I'm lactose intolerant, so I can't do whey. I can't tolerate peas. So the vegan proteins all have pea protein. I can't do rice, and those all have rice protein. So what I've defaulted to is pumpkin protein, which has a nutty flavor. It's actually really nice. But it's really expensive. So I try not to eat it as much. So I try to get my protein through my meals instead. I only lift for the first 2 weeks. So I do everything cycle-based. Even my diet tends to be cycle-based. So the oatmeal, I'm testing it out right now, but the oatmeal is usually only in the second half of my cycle, because like your estrogen drops, your progesterone is supposed to rise. You get a lot more tired for women, and your body also craves a lot more calories to sustain itself. So I'm trying to use the brown rice and oatmeal to sustain those and then offset PMS cravings, But if I want carbs in the first half, it's usually just sweet potatoes or cassava pasta that I'll rock with. And then so I'll have the pumpkin protein in a post-workout smoothie. So I'll put like 2 scoops of that. I'll put in some Greek yogurt. Depends on what fruit I have. But like banana peanut butter chocolate's been a favorite lately. So I just put the raw cacao powder, tablespoon of butter or peanut butter, and then a banana in for some sweetness, and just drink that. It's like a nut bar. It's pretty tasty, actually. What about beef? Okay, so I can't digest red meat, but I also have ethical issues with eating a lot of meat. So I can't do beef. I can't do it. Pumpkin. Here comes the rumors. Big Problema, good afternoon. I fast all the food every Wednesday and keep it protein heavy. Yeah, shifting to protein heavy has been very important in my loss/gains over the last year. It's just keeping things interesting sometimes. But like I found as I get older, I just want to eat things that I feel are good for me and like won't irritate me. So I'm fine with eating the same thing every day if I'm just comfortable in my own body. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's usually what I eat. Like I'll experiment with things here and there. So like I might make some like soups. I like to have like noodleless pho because I love pho. That's my favorite food. Oh my goodness. But like I'll just make a noodleless version. So I like tofu. Sorry. I have no problem with tofu, but I'll make my own kind of like air fryer tofu. Put that in with some bean sprouts, mushrooms, broccoli, and then no noodles. So I'll make that sometimes. Or I made like a sweet potato cauliflower soup a couple weeks in a row. Sometimes I'll fuck with that. But like I just like I have like a certain amount of calories I know I need to hit, and there's a certain amount of protein I try to hit. So no matter what, I try to hit all of those. Yeah. And then I have a matcha or green tea in the morning as well. So today I have matcha because I did not sleep well and I needed to wake up. So I have a matcha latte, which just has a cup of oat milk. Then I have a teaspoon of matcha, a splash of vanilla extract, and 1 tablespoon of maple syrup. I learned maple syrup apparently is not as inflammatory as honey. So it's still high in sugar, but it has a lot more antioxidants and micronutrients. And it tends to not trigger people with stomach issues more than honey. Because I noticed like honey would give me like some burps. I don't know. Olive oil and lemon juice goes with everything. Totally agreed. I'm trying to incorporate lemon, like hot lemon and ginger into my morning routine more because that's really good for the liver cleanse. If I forget, I just like take a lemon and put it in water, like juice a whole lemon and drink it like that. Tofu's great in miso soup. Yep. I like tofu. You can do a lot of stuff with it. Oh, welcome to Let's Talk About Tofu. I like just as a woman, I have to be careful with a hormone imbalance. So I try not to eat tofu on a weekly basis. If I do get tofu, it's also organic. So I've made a Fajita tofu. Works right. Oh, tofu ain't that bad, man. Tofu's pretty great. Yeah, I drink 4 liters of water a day. On average. I did read about something. There's a thing called overhydrating, which can actually then wash out a lot of the nutrients you consume throughout the day. So now I just like go with I'll drink when I'm thirsty, but I'm always fucking thirsty. So I don't know what to do. With regards to eggs, I find the thought of eating an unborn chicken fetus. Yeah, it's like even like eating chicken. Like I guess I've kind of like chicken and turkey. I've justified it. I guess fish I can justify it, but it's like pork and beef don't sit well with my stomach, so I kind of get a win there. Same with lamb, it doesn't sit well with me. But I just feel like I'll get a hankering for like a beef burger sometimes, and I feel bad about it. But the venison I can justify a little bit more because it's not farm raised, it's all wild caught. The butcher that does it where I live. So I know that these are coming from animals that have had full lives and they didn't necessarily suffer or anything like that. So I can justify the venison a little bit more. This is better than the pop culture bollocks? Really? 400 liters sounds a bit high and dangerous. Yeah, I'm a very thirsty person. Again, I'm trying to just go to, like, I'm just drinking when I'm thirsty now. So, my pee isn't any weird color or anything. I don't know. I haven't noticed a difference just going by the when I'm thirsty. But again, I'm really thirsty anyways. Yeah, man, I just, ethical issues aside, my stomach just can't handle it. That's another thing why I could never do carnivore. My stomach cannot process all that meat. Also, Monsanto put crazy stuff in their soybeans and have a monopoly on farming. Yep. Did you guys hear about this farting stuff they started putting in cows? Hold on, I'm gonna find this. What's the anti-fart stuff? The was it methane gas lower in cows? What is it? There's this this stuff that they started. I know Britain announced that they were going to do it soon. Giving cows stuff to lower methane. Oh my god, it was called something really weird. Cows in the UK could be given methane blockers. Essentially they were giving cows like this hormone or whatever, and the whole point was part of the climate emission stuff and greenhouse gases to lower the farts, which a lot of studies have falsified. A lot of methane comes from cow farts. This was supposed to make them fart less, and therefore it could make meat production and milk production a little more sustainable. And I noticed over the last since 2023, because my dad buys a lactose milk to put in his tea every morning, and I noticed that milk was starting to give me stomach pains again, and it was making but then I switched to the organic one, and I was totally fine, right? Once in a while I'll have coffee with cream, so I use the organic cream, no issues, but I use the lactose-free cream, ton of issues. Never used to be like that. Maybe it's an age thing, who knows? But I'm very concerned about the dairy that I do consume now, because I don't know, there's no long-term study about what this does to kind of the cellular structure of the milk and all the protein in that, and what the long-term effects of ingesting something like that in humans is. So I guess I'm kind of blessed that I don't eat beef in that regard, but I am very paranoid about the little dairy that I do consume. Yeah, it's yeah, okay, yeah, Mr. B did have this on his segment. Yeah, so Canada's been doing it already. I think the UK is about to introduce it. Also just watching kind of how these animals are treated and what they're fed, a lot of the shit that they use, especially for the non grass fed. It's cheers, Kata. Have a good one, man. Thanks for popping in. I appreciate you. Go check him out, by the way. Kata makes really good content, and he's such a chill as fuck dude, man. Chill as fuck. That's why I want to raise my own cows. Yeah, I would like to have my own cow as well. The house my husband and I bought, there's a chicken coop there, so I want to raise our own chickens and get our own eggs when I get down there. Eventually we'll move to a bigger property because we're looking at stuff. But get a cow and all that stuff. That would be nice. I take it all of the atrocities, both genetic, economic, they used to die. It's crazy. So Canada prides itself in being a dairy producer, a major dairy producer in North America, and you'd be astounded. And not only how expensive dairy is for as much as we produce, but how much we dump and how many animals get sacrificed for all that dumping. It's absolutely harrowing. It creeps you the fuck out. Yeah. Fun fact, VEX electron, the chemical that makes cheese melt is called sodium citrate. Huh. Look into Jersey mini cows. They only need an acre each. Interesting. So our plot is just over a half acre. But I'll look into that when we get, because I hate snow, man. I don't want to live in snow. I want to live in the tropics. But my husband's like, oh, we should go live in Montana or Wyoming, get a ranch. It's I don't. Yes, but I don't want to be in snow. But yes. I don't know. All right, guys. It's been over 3 hours. Okay. I didn't think we would go off on this tangent. Okay. I'll put up the timestamps for everything later. You guys are fucking awesome. Thank you for coming to hang out. Thank you everyone who dropped by. Thank you for chatting with me. Thank you for the super chats, the gifted memberships. You guys are awesome. Seriously. Don't forget that. I don't have a quote for today, but I will just say, just be chill. Be happy. There's always something to be grateful for. There's always something to be happy about as well, even in your darkest moments. Oh. Yeah, I'll try and get a video out this week. I don't want to make a promise, but it probably will. I have the time, so it probably will. So look out for a Captain America 4 review. But guys, have a great rest of the weekend. If you're in a wintry climate, stay warm. There's a big snowstorm hitting me, so I have to go